I'll hit the start stream button.
Have you ever searched #fun before, Mike?
No. You ever searched any other hashtag before in your life?
No. So I'm curious.
I use hashtags every now and then for searching.
I think they're good things to use. I'm just behind the times.
You use Animating when it's Animating.
There you go.
Because I have to.
Oh, I recently got the Twitch app for my iPhone, and it just told me that you went live.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm just finishing a smoothie real quick.
Miracles of the modern day.
That was tasty.
Hello to Patrick's stream. He's finishing his smoothie.
That's not quite finished yet, but we're getting there. I was looking through the Nightrunner boards, and yeah, I think like if we can just finish up a couple of transitions.
Yeah, I haven't done the transitions yet, so I need to.
Yeah. So there's a lot of kind of like shots that have like a couple characters. I think so, like the one where it's zooming out. Did you animate the X and square yet? Or I guess it's diamond and square now.
On
like,
which one?
The one where it's like zooming out after he looks at like the bloody hand, and it's like, they're like pulling him up off the ground or something.
Yeah, no, I haven't gone into them yet.
Gotcha. We're getting there. I might start working up a tracking sheet for Nightrunner.
Yes.
And then now that all this craziness is over, I can finally start working on the damn thing. Also, hi, Insanimate. And hello, Tibbs. Hey, it's Tibbs.
Hey,
Hello,
Tibbs.
That sounds great. I'm actually just, I'm redoing, you know the shot where they first come into the room?
Yes.
I looked back on that and really wasn't happy with it, so I'm just doing another sketch for that, and I'll send it over to you
Okay.
in a sec. And you can let me know if you know what you think. And what I can improve on.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's see. Oh god, I can't pull it up right now, I'm streaming, but yeah, there's some nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of things which aren't quite finished in there. Like they have some finished drawings in them, but the entire shots aren't done.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to be able to
Just kind of like dot the I's, cross the T's. Oh, jeez. Don't want to sound so tired.
We're awake. We're awake.
Let's see. Is there anything you guys want to put in the minstrels gallery?
Oh, no, you go ahead. Put whatever you fancy.
Undertunes?
Get him to strum up some nice tunes for us.
I'm looking at all the tunes you guys are playing.
Oh no, don't do that.
I've not been in there, so
What do you mean? It's all been you,
I
Mike.
take no responsibility for it.
It's all you.
Let's see if this works.
Nice. Is this Kubo?
No, this is Undertones.
Yeah!
Yay.
Hello, Ruma. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Just getting comfortable here with Michael in India.
Ahoy!
Doing my
Ahoy
animation
there.
stuff.
Ahar.
Arr.
Yar!
Welcome, we're animators.
If we were animators that were pirates, would we sail the high keys?
Oh,
Stop.
I like it.
Go away. Jesus.
Oh.
The rough keys of animation.
Oh, this is like an orchestral version of the music.
Yeah, it's like some covers of Untitled Chapter. This is kind of.
Is this Papyrus?
Yes, it is.
This is nice.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like this.
It's so fast paced.
Which one is this?
It's Animal.
Tim says stop, Mike.
Never.
Never.
You can't make me. Oh shit, they're making me. Let's look up. I forgot what the episode was in Squidbillies when he was just like, "You'll never get away with this." And I'm like, "Yes, we will." Damn it, they will.
I can't believe they got away with this.
Oh man. But yes, everyone's been asking about the trip, so I've been regaling people with stories of animator meetups and old castles and lots of alcohol.
What tales have you been telling of Ireland?
Let me just turn that music down a little bit. There we go, now I can hear you guys. What were you saying?
What tales have you been telling of Ireland?
Let's see. I mean, I mainly talk about like all the different chapels and castles and stuff we went to. Those were fantastic. Seeing Kilkenny and my innate desire to live there now. Let's see. Yeah, just kind of like all kinds of crazy stuff. That one time when we were in a bus behind a man in a powered wheelchair. That was fun. I still have that picture somewhere.
What happened then?
He just was like causing traffic to slow. Let me see if I can find it. My vendor photos. Ireland 2018. Dublin streets, I bet. Yeah, there he is. Let's put that right in Nightrunner.
I can't wait.
This is from the top of the bus. So he was just rocketing down the street. Here, I'll pull it up for the stream to look at.
Oh.
And he was just going down the street laughing his ass off, like maniacally.
Oh
and like
that's
cars
brilliant.
were just like behind him, they couldn't get around him. He's like, yeah. He's having a ball.
When I'm old, that's what I want to be.
Crazy person in a wheelchair just stopping traffic.
Yes. Who needs a pavement?
Mm-hmm. So that was the thing that happened. That was nice.
That was great.
I like that he was aware of like what he was doing and laughing about it.
Oh yes, he was. He was. So it's got just 2 motions to finish today on Emilio.
What are those?
So he's pulling his hair apart here, so he can see. I'm gonna have him do an expression change, get really kind of worked up, and then he's gonna lunge down and like try to throw the paper. And it's gonna be a transition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you buy it all roughed, basically. Have your keys.
Yeah.
So will you be rough animating those in betweens?
What do you mean rough animating the in-betweens?
Are you going to rough the in-betweens now, or are you going to go ahead, tighten the keyframes first?
I've got like my 2 start and ends on this one, so right now I'm just doing the in-betweens. And then, after that, I'm still kind of figuring out the rest of the motion. As far as the lunge and the throw, I'm not quite happy with it yet.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
So it seems sometimes like you're almost inking just straight ahead some of the parts there.
Sometimes, yeah, it's kind of weird how clean I animate sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know why, I just do.
That's amazing.
I think it's because I used to draw with Sharpies so much. I still do. I draw with like markers most of the time.
Yeah.
Just big black markers, and I don't know, it's just kind of an easier way to just kind of lay down that line a bit. I think very much in terms of I use surface contours to describe a depth of volume, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah.
Great, you have to know anatomy really well to be able to do that.
I suppose, yeah, like it's just like when I'm describing a volume, I don't like, because I don't use pencils, I do it all with like, I have to do it in like a couple of lines immediately.
Yeah.
I just realized something's wrong with that face. Boop, now it's fixed. Okay. Yeah. So that's a big thing. So yeah, it's like, so if I want to make like a sleeve or something, rotate around, I just kind of think in those terms. There we go. Wraps around the hand that way, and it's all about like overlap. What line's in front of what line is really important, because when you're doing with markers, it also dictates the order at which you do the line, and that kind of like develops a really strong shorthand. That was a thing we were talking about the other day. Someone was talking about like, what do we look for in animators and board artists and that kind of stuff, and we were talking about draftsmanship. Draftsmanship is really important, but one of the things that came up was the idea of having a really well drafted shorthand. So like being able to be very descriptive, have good anatomy and all that kind of stuff, even in your roughs, and have your roughs be very readable and very strong and very well drafted. Yeah, that's like a big thing. And
there's so much that goes into that, because there's so much in silhouettes and just pushing poses with roughs that comes into it.
Exactly. Ooh, we got some folks in here. Hope everyone in the stream is having a good day.
Yeah, how's everybody doing?
We gotta wait for the lag to catch up.
We are from the future.
15 seconds, don't ask us for any advice.
Oh yeah, Patrick, did you see that Rick and Morty video that came out recently?
I did. Did you guys work on that?
No, we didn't, but Tibbs has a shot in there where she did the
Oh,
effect.
nice.
Yay.
To find out which one that is.
I think she said it was about 2.5 minutes in or something. I'm sure she'd be able to give you.
There you are, Tibbs. Thumbs up. Let's see here.
It's not a bad thing to do for your first freelance job, is it? Awesome.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it on there. I guess Tibbs hasn't posted it to their Twitter yet, that shot.
Oh yeah, she might have.
And Sanimate says, little upset. I'm trying to learn how to construct an owl so I can make expressions with it. Well, owls have very big eyebrows. Those can be useful.
Eyebrows, huh? Whoa.
Eyebrows. Big owly eyebrows. Yeah. I mean, we constructed a robo owl for one of our freelance gigs. Though he's not going to be doing much expression other than, oh shit.
I have a few photographs of grumpy owls. They're very expressive when they're not happy. One moment.
Yeah. Every drone looks like a penguin instead of an owl, they say. Well, I mean, a good way to do that is like owls have tiny little beaks usually. Sometimes flanked by a little bit of fluff like a little mustache, right? And then they're kind of known for having big eyeballs. You know. And you just kind of boop-doo. And they tend to have very, like, foxy faces, right? I think it's the tiny kind of high beak that gives an owl away. I think I inadvertently made a really adorable owl. Look at this owl. I'm happy with him.
Aww.
And they have, of course, like the big raptor claws because they're a bird of prey.
Is a grumpy owl in the petting zoo?
Oh, you put it in the royal petting zoo. Oh yeah, that's a grumpy owl. So yeah, then you have like the other ones, which are very kind of. Owls have almost like a mask a little bit, you know, like you can get a lot of. Description out of that. Boop. Here, I'll put this in the meat hall. There you go, India.
Are you still able to hear Patrick? No, maybe open up the
Oh, can she not hear me?
Her Discord app is freaked out. Maybe try opening the app itself.
Oh yeah, she fell off the stream chat.
Yeah. I don't know, her tab for Discord, it just says there's no internet connection.
Uh-oh. Well, I can still hear you.
Yeah.
I assume you guys are in the same room.
We are, yeah, sharing it, so this is weird.
It's okay. I can watch with a 15-second delay and keep refreshing.
Oh yeah, but you won't be able to talk as well.
I can listen.
Oh, hey, Tibbs.
You can have my headphones.
Oh, it's okay, don't worry.
Yeah, Tibbs, I saw the lightning stuff. Looking very good. Lightning's fun. I like animating lightning is a fun experience. Because it doesn't really like lightning is so forgiving as a medium to animate. Not medium, a subject. So what's going on?
I'm not sure. Like India's internet connection just won't reconnect to Discord, and
It's so weird.
that's about it. Will it load any other tab?
Yeah, everything else is fine. It's just Discord.
It might be their
Huh.
servers then, like their web servers. And
No,
whatever.
no, that's the last thing we need.
I will keep listening to the stream.
Okay, India's listening to you through the stream.
All right.
She
So
might
she's gonna get.
respond to
It's
you.
gonna be a bit lagged.
Yeah.
I would just be a viewer for now.
Well, you can tell her that I put a little drawing of a cute owl in the meat hall.
He's put a drawing of a cute owl in the meat hall for you.
Oh. Oh my god, that's adorable. This look like you.
Oh, baby owls.
You ready?
What's going on?
India thinks the owl looks a bit like me. I'm like,
Oh, really?
I like the headphones,
Dowelgle? I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to make a pun out of that.
Oh, Daigle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Daigle. I like that
Doig
he has,
owl.
like, upper beak mustache. That's cool.
Yeah, I suppose, like, if I were to do this, I suppose you could be like, where's the black pen? There we go. Just give me like a little bit of a scruff down there. And then, like, just make those glasses. There you go.
There you are.
Yeah.
God, I might need to get some coffee or something. Try to wake myself up. Doigle Barn Owl, says Tibbs.
Oh, like Daigle Bear, Daigle Barn. Nice. Michael, yeah, okay. Oh, all good. Did you watch any movies on your flight back over?
I'm sure I did. Nothing good, though. I kind of ran through all the good ones on the way to Ireland.
Oh, see that's
I tried to watch, I think, The Hitman's Bodyguard, which has got Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, and it was kind of disappointing, which is sad.
which one was Bodyguard.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's all like Samuel L. Jackson was is a hitman, and like basically he's like a hitman. Like I guess the government's captured and they need to transport him, but someone wants him dead, and so like he ends up getting loose, and he's like this crazy good hitman. So they're all like, oh no, like we have to send our best men after him, and through that process, Ryan Reynolds, who's like this top bodyguard, so he's like basically he's hired to protect people who are of like major interest or whatever. He's set to guard the hitman, but the hitman's like he's all, you know, Ryan Reynolds is like, you have to have a perfect plan for everything and everything has to be in order, and Samuel Jackson's all like, no, it's just chaos, just go with the flow, you know, that kind of stuff. And it's not interesting. I wish it was more interesting than it was.
Right, gotcha. It's kind of interesting premise, but doesn't really deliver on.
Ooh, keep current color scheme. Thank you.
Hello, Braz. Perhaps if Ryan Reynolds played his like Cable persona.
Cable.
Not Cable. Sorry, Deadpool. Although his Deadpool is pretty much just Ryan Reynolds. So,
yeah.
You know.
Well, Deadpool's based off of Ryan Reynolds.
Really?
Yeah. Did you say no? Like, no, that can't be true.
How old is Deadpool?
Not that old.
Oh.
He's what, like early 2000s, 90s?
Oh, okay. Huh. Okay. Oh, cool. I didn't realize.
Perez says Deadpool is my fave anti-superhero.
I want a superhero.
Did you just say you want a superhero?
I was going to say I want a superhero based off Danny DeVito.
That's alright. What I mean, like, he was already the Penguin, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he was, yeah. I don't know if that counts as being
He had the superpower to control penguins in that one, I think. Or it wasn't, it was more like a microchip, or I don't know how that worked.
I think he just gave them a sense of purpose.
What's up, Trevor?
Hey, you are godsend.
You all good?
Yeah. I appreciate you being here so much.
I'm always here.
Those guys called me.
Uh-huh.
They were supposed to be here. Okay, they were supposed to be here Thursday. They were supposed to be here Monday.
Yeah, what happened? They get like the breakdown or something?
He just got his transmission fixed early, but he didn't call me until he was already here. Didn't give me a warning that, hey, we'll be in on the weekend. He told me Monday.
Uh-huh.
So sure enough, I get a call this morning. That's just like, oh, hey, I'm here. Oh. Okay, we're playing this game, huh?
Yeah.
But they were super nice, and the fact that they got it done today is like a small...
Good thing they saw the long-haired guy with the Buick.
Yeah, that's exactly... Well, the guy that came in, he drove this Buick, and I go, oh, like, I was like, okay. And they go, yeah, he had long hair. I was like, okay,
yeah,
double down on it.
So it's all good?
Yeah, it's all good. They got it all out. And I thought they wanted me to go down with them this last trip too, but like no, they're just moving it and doing what they got to do to make it fit. So it's just like,
we've cleared the space.
I am out of here. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good luck with your stuff. You're doing your personal animation.
Yeah, film stuff.
Cool. Get it. Got it, buddy.
It was Trevor. He's our production assistant.
Oh, okay.
We were trying to move a very large desk out of Powerhouse, and it's been kind of a debacle.
Is it going to a new home, or is it going to Trevor's home?
No. It was bought by Disney, so it's going back to them. It was an old traditional Disney desk. Yeah.
India wants it.
Huh?
India wants it.
Well, if you got 16 grand. No. Nor do I. Otherwise, it would totally be my desk right now. Yeah, and in Animate, I'm working from the studio. What's that?
She said she could write an IOU.
But yeah, one of our employees here had the desk and they didn't want it anymore, and so they were like, all right, so they basically left it up to us to figure out what to do with it. We were trying to sell it, and then Disney contacted us and they wanted to buy it from us for like a school or something, so it's gonna yeah.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I work at Powerhouse Animation.
I thought they were like, hey, we remember that desk we gave you? Can we have that back?
No. Yeah, those things are amazing to look at. They are still designed around, you know, I mean, it's an old desk, so it's all designed around paper. But it's really cool to see how, you know, like, so like if you, they have a drawer, a slide out drawer on the left side. It's about as deep as a filing cabinet, and it has dividers, vertical dividers, so you can put all your scene folders in there. And then the one on the other side has got like openings, like you pull it out like a sliding big drawer, kind of like a cabinet drawer, but it has little separate drawers on the side of it for like holding like pencils and extra paper and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool how designed they are to maximize paper production, but we just don't do that no more.
Yeah. Are you crying yet, India? Yeah, she's giving me like a teary face.
She just wants that desk.
Yeah.
They're giant though. You would not be able to fit that in your place, I don't think.
It's fine. We're moving.
Oh yeah, to a nicer place?
We don't know yet. It's still in the air.
Fingers crossed, I suppose.
We saw a nice place, but it's kind of remote, but it might not be a bad thing, but it's still like, it's outside of Dublin, and it's not really kind of...
Dublin's getting expensive these days.
Yeah, it's like a bigger place for less money, and it's about 2 hours from Dublin. So we're hopeful for that. But of course, we found it on like St. Paddy's weekend, so it's like calling them up, and it's like, oh, they closed. Yeah, they definitely closed.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting for like their opening hour on Monday to just be like, hello? Yeah, viewing? Yeah, cool.
Let's do it.
But one of the selling points of this particular one is the top floor is like this attic room.
Ooh.
But it's like additional to the bedrooms, so it's like office.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Some people just moved into... I'm glad we're moving out of this apartment because some people just moved into the one above us. Actually, I mean, not too long ago, but like... And they have children, and they run around very loudly. And they also like to move furniture on a regular basis, which is annoying.
Is that a euphemism?
No, they literally are moving... They're scooting furniture above my bedroom at like the wee hours of the night and then like early in the morning.
Wow. Okay.
I want to murder them.
Is that like a sport in Texas? Like
it better not be, or I'm moving out of the state. How loud of a neighbor can you be? Welcome to Texas. Let's see how this is feeling. It's feeling okay. Just need them to open up. I'm just trying to like avoid tweening. So it's like the anticipation. I had both hands kind of coming apart a little bit in the anticipation, and now, as opposed to them both going their individual ways, having them both go screen right, and then one hand's gonna go screen right and the other one's gonna go screen left. So it has this kind of nice like S curve, asymmetrical opening.
Gotcha.
That's a lot of like what makes animation look organic, is just avoiding stuff like that, what we call twinning or tweening. Not twinning, but twinning, when like two things move at like start and stop at the exact same pace.
Yeah, like you don't really often find that symmetry in natural movement.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swap the headphones with India so she can hear you real time. Because you're talking about animation stuff.
Oh.
Untitled here. India. Take my headphones.
Oh, but that's okay. Don't
Go for
worry.
it. Yeah. Here.
It's alright. I might just give my computer a reboot.
Oh, take these until it reboots then. Come on.
It's okay.
Take them. Take them.
Let me reboot my computer. I'll give it a shot.
Well, take my headphones while you reboot.
So this is gonna like slowly increase until it becomes antagonistic. Take the fucking headphones! No, I don't want the headphones! Take the headphones! No, what are you doing to me?
I've got the headphones. Hey, Patrick.
How are you doing, India?
I'm good, thanks.
We're talking animation stuffs.
Yeah, I was hearing it a little bit, but in the past.
In the past. Tib says you're just too stubborn, India.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt the conversation, but it's too late now, so.
We were just talking about avoiding twinning and stuff like that, creating organic animation.
Yeah. Like, even when you want to twin something, you can always offset it just a little bit, so that it's not noticeably not together, but it doesn't feel robotic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
And then if you want something to feel robotic, you make it twin.
Yeah, you twin the heck out of it!
Yeah. There you go,
Twin
folks.
everything.
Know the rules so you know when to break them.
Yeah. Hard accents as well on robots are really fun.
Hard
And they have,
accents.
Yeah, you know when they have like a little bit of a rebound when they stop?
Oh, yeah, like whenever if you're ever trying to do the dance like the robot and stuff, like a lot of it is the stopping of the motion, not the motion itself.
Yeah. That little bounce you get.
Oh, Perez got a job working as a concept artist. Congratulations.
Oh, that's awesome! Congratulations!
I wonder, oh boy, that's something that's going to make me feel old. When I'm old enough that there's someone who was born after Dan became the second Game Grump.
Oh, all they know is Dan.
Yeah, like when someone like that is an adult. Let's see. So, when did Dan join Game Grumps? Do you know?
It was about 5 or 6 years ago, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, it's weirdly a long amount of time. Because I thought that John had been a Game Grump for like 3 or 4 years or something.
It was only like a year, I think.
Yeah, like he was only there for a year.
Yeah. When did Dan join Game Grumps? Looking online, not finding shit.
Sure.
Here we go. When did Dan join Game Grumps?
Oh, them games.
It says when he was born. Ah, here we go. So John left in 2013, which is 5 years ago.
So long ago.
So, let's see. I'm gonna do that. So in another 13 years, so when I'm 43, that means that an 18-year-old, an adult, will have been born the time John left Game Grumps.
Yeah. And they'll be like, Game Grumps,
That's like only like a
old hat."
decade and a couple of and like a bit of change. That's not a long time to wait.
It's gonna happen.
That's been a weird thing getting older. Is like you're like, a decade. I've done a few decades at this point. It's not a big deal, you know?
Yeah. I wonder where the Game Grumps will be in a decade. Because they've come such a long way even in just 5 years.
Well, and Dan he's 40 something, isn't he? What is he? No, he's late 30s. He was born in 1979, right?
Yeah.
Minus 1979. Yeah, 39. One more year, he'll be 40. So that means he'll be pushing 50 at that point.
Yeah. They've achieved so much though. Like if you think they've only been doing their channel for 5 years and now they've got like a touring company, a band, they develop video games,
Yeah.
They do coffee tours. It's crazy.
Like, what is the end game?
I have no clue. I don't know if they know either.
I think they know. No, they have ideas, I bet. Yeah, they're really good at like it feels very spontaneous, but they're great at planning and trying things, and they know the details of the industry they're in right now.
Yeah. Then yeah, I wonder what the end game is.
Yeah. I think he was asked on an interview recently, wasn't he?
Dan specifically.
Aaron, I think, because he's the one who kind of like Aaron is like he is the CEO of Game Grumps, both in name and in how he what's the word, conducts his business.
Yeah. I don't think I've heard the interview if they did ask him.
Tip says endgame is having Dan twirl me.
Well, Tibbs, that's your endgame.
Well, hey Tibbs, you know, like it's we're gonna be having a conference call about that job next week.
Yeah.
If you're still interested, I know Elle seemed like she was a lot more interested once we talked to her in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole idea is that we're gonna have Michael and India direct that, and then you guys will be their knights in shining armor.
Oh, our paladins. That's awesome. I can't wait. Super exciting.
Okay, I think that's a nice little kind of opening the hair motion.
Gosh, my computer takes so long to boot up. Come on, computer, you can do it. I believe in you.
I believe I can fly.
I believe I can boot you up. You will restart every night and day.
Oh God.
Try to convince you to do things my way.
Mm-mm.
I believe you can work. I'll stop.
Acronym says it seems like they could end up having a similar trajectory to Rooster Teeth. Possibly. They're not, I don't think they're as manically mad as the Rooster Teeth guys are. Like, they have made a name for themselves through not sleeping, a lot of work, and also just trying a lot of crazy shit. But they've also had a huge following of people who've been willing to do, I think, more work than they were compensated for. And they made a lot of success that way.
Yeah.
Like, there's this very kind of vibe of entrepreneurship, and which is great with Rooster Teeth, but man, like, people seem so exhausted there all the time. And they're like, yeah, like, we just, you know, they wanted to, it'd be something like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, they just wanted to make like a feature in like a few months, and man, we did it, but Jesus, you know, like something weird like that. I'm obviously being hyperbolic and I'm exaggerating, but like that's the kind of the vibe you get.
Yeah. That's crazy. It's crazy talk.
Tib says, I don't express a whole lot of emotion, but internally, I am screaming. That's how you talk, by the way. You're now a robot.
Internally, I am screaming.
Yes. Hello, I am Tibbs. I don't express a whole lot of emotion. Would you like more mimosa? That's the voice from the aircraft in Incredibles.
That's awesome. Okay, yes, okay, I'm working.
Hey, there we go.
My computer's working. I can give Mike his headphones back.
I have not witnessed Camp. I've been told it's nice. Okay. What the hell is Flash doing right now? Oh, it's flipping loading. There it goes.
Everything's loading.
Just gonna. Oh my god, it's still loading. File save, please. Thank you.
Oh, chair's still creaking.
It's kind of like South Park, says Buraz 2023. It's very creaky.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're in a haunted house.
Haunted butt.
I'm sorry.
My butt's haunted. There's a ghost in my butt.
It's haunted by the Holy Ghost.
Stop.
What's that?
I can hear an echo of you.
You can hear an echo of me.
Really?
I don't know how you can hear an echo of me. It looks muted on your thing.
Yeah. Oh, you have the stream still open.
You have the stream still open.
Have you muted the stream?
Let me check. It's just all booting up.
That'll be it. Oh.
It's...
So you got the stream going, and you also have Discarded open.
Twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Nope.
Is it still echoey?
Yep. I don't know.
That's kind of weird. Because like I have headphones on, so you shouldn't hear it from my end.
I think one of your Chrome windows is Discord as well.
Wow.
Well, click on. Have you only got 2 Chrome windows?
Mm-hmm.
You've got 3. The one on the far right. There you go.
Nope.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe close all of Chrome.
Okay. Nope.
Why is your computer so messed up?
Oh, I don't know. I can still hear you.
Well, it's still
Close
open.
Discord.
Have you got 2 instances of Discord open?
No.
I don't know then. Because I don't hear an echo.
Where is Discord?
Tibbs says, I am trying to animate a meteor falling towards the ground. Towards the ground / camera, whilst the camera is moving to follow the path of the meteor, and I'm not ready. Why am I doing this?
You can do it, Tim.
I don't know if I can answer the why. Because you're insane.
It's worth trying. Even if you fail.
Yeah, you're going to learn something from it.
That's the truth.
Sorry you couldn't make it out to the meetup, Tibbs. Maybe next time.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I'm still trying to see if I remember all the names correctly. So it was like 14 people came out.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with Sean. He was a blast.
Yeah, he's awesome. I'd like to get to see him more.
I think I have to resolve myself to the fact that my roommate and I will never agree on any movie ever.
Oh no!
He was watching the original Ghostbusters, and he was making the argument, or at least attempting to make the argument, that the third Ghostbusters is better than the first Ghostbusters. I don't know how to take that.
He must have had some kind of theory or something.
Well, it's just, I don't know. He just sees things differently. He's just like, oh yeah, I think the characterization in the latest Ghostbusters was way better than the first one. And I just, there's nothing I can do. I can't.
Can you watch Ghostbusters with him again?
He was watching the first one. The third one was so bad, though.
Has he seen it recently?
The third one?
Yeah.
Not more recently than in that one time I saw it in the theaters.
He should see it again.
Do you think I'm gonna like it?
No, I think he should see it again.
Oh. Refresh his memory.
Yeah.
What happens in the third one?
I mean, pretty much what happens in the first. So it's like supposed to be like something like reimagining. So it's like I don't remember the character's names, but like the main lady, she's like trying to be a reputable scientist, and they're like, oh, but she published this book about ghosts, and so she's like kind of trying that, and then her friends like want to catch ghosts, and so they decide they're gonna catch ghosts. And and then they start a business around it, and then like there's this evil dude who's like, I forgot his motivation, but he's the one who's causing all these like ghost happenings in the city, and I think at some point they stop him, and then he kills himself and becomes a ghost, and then he wants to like, I don't know.
It's pretty dark.
I don't.
Jeez.
Mm.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. It sounds not great. Not too interested in seeing it.
Well, so the interesting thing, Tibbs, about the first Ghostbusters is that there isn't really like, it's not a story about character growth, right? As far as like, Venkman is still Venkman, Egon is still Egon, like they're all the same character, right? They haven't really changed that much. It's not like they went from not believing a ghost to believing a ghost. Like, that kind of happens the first time they see a flippin' ghost. They're like, oh, all right, yeah, that's one. But
they kind of go from disreputable to begrudgingly reputable.
Yeah.
By like convincing other people that they're right.
The first Ghostbusters is kind of like you're watching a team. You're watching basically watching a small business struggle, and then become a hit, right? So they go from, I forgot whose money it is. I think it's not Venkman. What's the one played by Dan Aykroyd? Him. But so like he ends up like dumping a lot of money, and
is it Ray? I think it's
yeah, Ray. That's it. So Ray ends up like putting a lot of money into this so-called business venture, and they don't know if it's gonna work, and they get this really rundown, nasty kind of building to work from, and then like they slowly start, because like this weird stuff's been happening in the city, they actually start making money and doing business. You follow them through like their first job, you follow them through their growth, you follow them through their conflicts with the EPA, which, by the way, like the funny thing is, in the Ghostbusters, if you look at it from the outside, and you're not, and it's opposed to being attached to the character and stuff, you have to understand that like the Ghostbusters are actually in the wrong. Like they're walking around with unlicensed particle accelerators. And they have a giant, housing thing in their basement, which nobody knows if it's releasing radiation or what. Like, it could be irradiating the city, they don't know. And it's not regulated. And so, like, of course, the EPA guy's like, I want to know. Like, at first he just wants to know what they're doing. Like, listen, I need to know if this is dangerous, and they won't tell him. So if you look at it from the outside, like, yeah, like, they're in the wrong, but, it's not about like, it's not like a story about someone like getting over their fear or something. It's about it's more like it's very plot based almost. You're following the growth of a independent business.
It's like watching Game Grumps all over again.
They're sort of the Rick and Morty of their time, where like they're capable of doing great things, but they're irresponsible a little bit with those skills.
Yeah, so it's just hard to talk about things like characterization in there, because it's not it's not about their growth. As far as to reference what Tibbs is talking about. So like that's hard. But I do like the characters in the first Ghostbuster a lot more. I think they're less grating, they're more appealing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear what other people's thoughts are on it, both in the chat and you guys.
Yeah. I think it's always an interesting thing when you have a sequel to a movie that did well, because there's something in playing those characters again, where rather than just playing them straight, they're almost playing caricatures of the characters. Like, a good example is Pirates of the Caribbean with Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Where the first time it feels like Jack Sparrow, and then every other time it feels like it's Johnny Depp trying to play Jack Sparrow, or them trying to write Jack Sparrow as Jack Sparrow.
There's less sincerity to it, I suppose.
Yeah, it just feels very much like it's a knockoff, and they're trying to write this character rather than it naturally happening.
Yeah, it feels like Jack Sparrow was playing a straight, like if the character was written straight as like not eccentric, and then played in an eccentric way, and then from the sequels it feels like he was written eccentrically, and therefore it feels.
They made him more of a bumbling buffoon. He had an air of threat to him in the first movie.
Yeah, there was an intelligence behind a lot of the plotting. But in the films, it's just like, oh hey, it's Jack Sparrow! Woo! He's gonna run on barrels now.
We're in barrels now. Jack Sparrow. We're in barrels now.
I want that t-shirt.
You could do that for The Hobbit too. The Hobbit, we're in barrels now.
Dwarves, we're in barrels now.
Poor dwarves. Do you guys play Skyrim at all?
Oh yeah, I love Skyrim.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, but I've been watching my friend play it. Dwarves are very interesting in Skyrim.
How so?
They're very kind of like, from what I've seen, they're very like not it. Like they're always kind of secret and off the side doing creepy stuff. You know? To
be honest, everyone's kind of off the side doing creepy stuff in Skyrim.
That's true.
I'm trying to think. Who are dwarves in Skyrim? Are there dwarves?
There are dwarves, yes.
You don't really see them though, right? You just kind of like interact with the stuff they make.
Yeah, the Dwemer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They're like ancient, weird, magical.
They made all the robots. Weird ass, like,
yeah.
Kind of.
They have a lot of golden stuff.
Tib says, in the first movie, Jack Sparrow was written as a pirate. The characterization, quotations, all came from Depp. It's interesting.
But it worked so well the first time. I think the same thing kind of happened with Ghostbusters.
Oh, hello, Elle.
Elle!
Elle says the dwarves caused their own demise in Skyrim.
Elle, explain. Discuss.
He's a pirate.
She says, hi, guys.
Hello. How are you?
How's life?
Man, seeing you and Sean play Metal Slug makes me really want to grab that game. It looks so much fun.
Oh yeah, I'd love to play it with like a controller. I think that would be a lot easier than trying to do it on. Yeah. Well, where are they ported Metal Slug to?
I'm sure it's on Steam. I feel like I've seen it. I just haven't picked it up.
It's too heavy. I'm giving up there.
Let's see, does it have platforms? Here we go. You can get it on Arcade, Neo Geo, PlayStation 2, Xbox Wii, Xbox Live Arcade, Virtual Console, iOS, Android, Microsoft Windows, OS X, Linux, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and Nintendo Switch. So I might get it for PlayStation 4 then.
Like everything, basically.
Yeah, it has been ported like every year, it seems. Oh, hello, Hardick. It is a Patrick stream.
Hello.
They did technology, and then technology did them. God, this shot ended up being a lot longer than it originally was supposed to be. It's like 10 seconds now.
I think that's like a common Patrickism now, though.
What? That my shots end up longer than they should be? Yes.
How long's this one? 15 seconds!
Well, I mean, I have that one that ended up being a minute and a half, so...
Yeah.
I have a hard time giving people advice on films because I do the opposite of what I tell them to do.
It's okay. Do as they say.
Yeah. I feel like I just need to, make a little book. Don't be a Patrick. Make your film a minute long. Don't be a Patrick.
Everyone wants to be a Patrick, though.
No.
Everyone's like, when I'm a Patrick.
No, that's a bad idea. Don't be me.
I guess we better disassemble the army.
An army of Patricks.
Take over the animation world.
One Patrick at a time.
Hardick says these voices sound familiar. Yes, they do. For these voices will be played today by Michael Doig and India Swift.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, hoy.
Ahoy, hoy.
Is it St. Patrick's Day today or tomorrow?
It's today in the States.
Okay. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you. Well, actually, it was yesterday in the States. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Yeah. Because my parents' anniversary is on St. Patrick's Day, and that was yesterday.
Oh, that's a good day to have your anniversary on.
Yeah. We did, Elle. We got home in one piece. We hung around in Texas for a bit and had some Texas cuisine, which involved burgers and tacos and all kinds of good barbecue. And then here I am. Here I am today. Animating all over again.
Just as if nothing ever happened. Maybe Ireland was just a dream.
Seems so long ago now.
It's actually weird to think it was only like Tuesday you were here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Where does the time go? Into a void.
Mm-hmm.
A void of which we cannot escape.
To a black hole.
Mm-mm. But yeah, I had a blast. I enjoyed Ireland quite a bit.
Oh, I'm really glad. I'm glad you really like Kilkenny as well.
Oh my god, I would live there in a minute.
It's so interesting. It's a lot like Kendal in the Lake District.
Kendal?
Yeah, it's a very kind of rural and green.
Ah.
And small towny.
Yeah, there was a time at which I was like, oh yes, absolutely, Elle. We've got it right here. Walking through Kilkenny, it was like I went back in time, you know?
Yeah.
We're walking down these cobblestone alleyways, and like an all boys school in uniform comes out and they're playing rugby, and you know, it's just like there's some old lady with a handkerchief around her head, you know, and it's just like, is this the 1400s? Like, what happened?
You were like, this is my town.
I love that because a lot of these buildings are so old. You know, they don't have hollow walls, right? These aren't. It's not like you have a wood frame and then a space and then your drywall with the insulation in the middle, and so all the plumbing and wires and stuff all pop out the outside.
Yes. Yes.
It's kind of this weird commentary on modernization, I assume.
Yeah, it's weird. Like you see that a lot around England and Ireland. It's just wires coming out of walls, and they're all cut off. And you're like, is there something in there that's not working anymore? Like, where did they go?
And sometimes those wires are a mess.
Yeah.
They're not like organized or anything. It's just kind of they all came out and they kind of wrapped a zip tie around them and threw them down the gutter.
Like, they must be for something. Like, is it safe just to have them, like, just hanging out there?
Of course. It must be.
So, Tib has provided a Tib tip.
Ooh.
In most web browsers, Control plus a number will let you jump straight to the corresponding tab, with Control plus 9 being the last tab.
Oh! I didn't know that. That's cool.
Elle says, who's playing India and Mike in this stream? They're very convincing. And Hardick says, it's almost like they're real. It's all me. Watch as I gargle and do Michael and India's voice at the same time. Sorry, I had gas.
That was very good, Patrick.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
Gotta get you guys down here. I wonder how much, just out of curiosity, for now, I am curious. Let's see here. What would happen if I did kayak? And let's see. What if we did from
Kayak?
kayak?
That is a boat.
We you want us to kayak to you?
I didn't realize that was a setting for directions on Google Maps. How long by kayak?
If there's any.
Maybe we could write up any farthings.
I wish I had a penny farthing.
I'll get you one.
You'd be so tall on one of them.
I know, I want one. Imagine how tall.
Let's see. What if we did that?
You'd be at least one tall.
Too tall.
You'd be too tall.
Too tall for you.
Let's see. It will work. It will work unless you have Google Sheets tab open. Oh. Let's see. Is that per ticket? Yeah, that would be one. Okay. You know what? It wouldn't be so bad.
Really?
I could get you both down to Texas for about the same amount it took us to go up there.
Oh, you should send us a price list because we are saving. And if we can get a cheap
I found
price,
one
we can
for
open
June where each ticket is just under 500.
Hey, that's really good.
Yeah, so there's that would be one person round trip. And so this is what Kayak does that I like over other websites. Also, Elsa's Texas.
Texas.
Penny farthings. What the hell is a penny farthing?
It's the mode of transportation me and Mike would choose if we could choose transportation to get down to you.
A penny farthing? What is the it's transportation? I thought that was a coin.
I will send you a picture of one.
The kind that you ping across a table to like a bartender in like 1492.
Here we are. I'm sending it to you via Discord so you can see.
I'll take 3 ales. Here's a penny farthing. Don't spend it all in one place. Ping.
You would see this coming towards you.
What would I see coming towards me?
It's in
Nightrunner.
the Nightrunner.
What is this? Oh my god, is that what those are called?
Yeah.
Oh, those are just called big wheel bicycles.
Penny farthing.
Those things are terrifying.
I've never heard of kayak
Look
before.
look at these dudes in their suits.
It's the best. I love the guy's expression at the back. He knows something.
Here we go. I've actually got it up in the stream right now. I'm looking at the.
Oh.
So this would be this is like for one adult. So I didn't put in 2 adults.
Wow.
But like, yeah, you can do flexible rates, and then they have all these ones around it. So this was for like June 6th to like the whatever, the 11th. I just kind of picked a week, so it was like the 6th to the 13th in June. And it's like, yeah, so you know, if you come in Tuesday 6th to 12th instead, then it's $497. So like they have like flexible dates you can do. So okay, so like the 6th to the 12th is $497. And then you can, there's like American Airlines, United. You
I've
probably
never seen kayak before. This is awesome.
yeah,
That's
kayak.com. It's I forgot, I have a friend who does a lot of traveling, and they use this, and this is how I was able to get up to Ireland on 2 tickets for about $1,000.
Yeah, because we could get 2 tickets for $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're hoping if we can find a place which is good value, and the one we'd really like that we're looking at is $750 a month between 4 people.
Yeah.
Then we would be able to save enough to get there, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I will save kayak.
And that's
in the
I think this is this round trip? Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. Dublin to Austin, Austin to Dublin. $497 per person.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Look at that.
Bookmark this.
So I usually don't like, let's see, what this is March, April, May, June. So that's only, yeah, so about 3 months ahead of time. So that's a good amount of time that I tend to look. About 3 to 6 months is usually where you find like really good deals.
Yeah, we used kayak to go to Japan apparently.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to go to Japan. I want to, like, I don't know any damn animators in Japan, because they all speak Japanese. Of which I do not.
I think I know one. I could let you know who they are. Like,
I would love to go to,
nice
like, Trigger Studios and just be like, show me how you do your magic.
That would be amazing. The person I know is a freelancer, so they don't work for Trigger, but still, they would be a contact that you could hang out with and say hi to. Pretty cool.
Elsa's very scare as far as the penny farthings.
Oh, they're awesome! Look how cool they are!
Tib says, I saw a penny farthing that was bigger than the person riding it. It was like if a bike and stilts had an unholy offspring.
Do you think they called that because one of the wheels is penny-sized and one of the wheels is farthing-sized in scale to one another? That
might be it.
That's cool. I like that.
What type of coins did they have back then?
That's how big a coin is.
What you doing today? Just, usual gym workout, squatting a farthing.
Taking my farthing down to the bank.
Yeah. It was really hard to steal coins from people.
Yeah, pickpockets, so I had to be on my game. Oh, Insanimate asks if you're streaming from the studio.
I am indeed. I'm streaming from Powerhouse Animation. We just had a giant studio move. The studio's still in the same place. It's just that we moved all the desks around.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Are you in a different place then now?
I am not. Mine's like one of the 2 desks that didn't move.
Okay.
So everyone else has moved around me. I'm sitting in the big, what is going to be our story department. And
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, let's see, how many desks we got in here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 right now. And we might be getting 2 more desks in here.
Are you going to stay in the story department?
So, we have a new IP we're working on called Seis Manos. Which is going to be, I think it might be Netflix, I don't know. It's going to be a television show. And we've talked about it, so I can say that it's a thing that exists, which is nice. So we have that, and I'm basically going to be moving on to doing like action storyboards for it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be about, so previously Powerhouse stuff was like I would work on things, but I kind of hopped around between jobs. This time, all my paycheck will be coming from Seis Manos.
Right.
So that means that like that's my primary job. I want to work on that for like a year, and then after that we'll see if I liked doing that or not.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's project based.
It is project based. Yeah. Just I'm fine with it. I'm excited. I'm gonna have a lot more say in like how things will progress on this show, which is nice. Looking forward to that. Yeah.
Storyboards are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So
I'm excited for that. So I'm going to be staying here in the story department. And yeah, we've kind of divided things. Do I still have that map somewhere? Where's the damn map? Our studio mapperoo where everyone moves to. It is. I have so much paper here. Jesus. Is that it? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. It's somewhere. Anyways, we divided things up into, like, we have our boutique department. So we've gotten kind of rid of the whole yellow-red unit thing, which was, red unit was kind of like, oh, they work on, like, puppet animation, like kind of faster turnarounds. Maybe not as quote-unquote prestigious, but they kind of kept the engine running. Mm-hmm. And Yellow Unit stuff was the Battle Chasers, was the Banner Saga, eventually became Castlevania. And Yellow Unit was kind of like, we might not make as much money off the jobs, we might break even, we might actually lose money, but they help us bid for better work. Yeah. Well, now that Castlevania's come out, we don't really need that department anymore. And so Yellow Unit has basically been like moved into series, And then red and yellow animators have also been kind of merged into what we call boutique. So instead of red and yellow and series, now we just have series and boutique, which is kind of both red and yellow animators. And yeah, so I wanted to move into the series stuff because I'm just interested in that and I want to try something new.
So it's boutique commercial work?
Yeah, it can be commercials, game cutscenes, that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, that's awesome. The yellow team gets to do some hand-drawn stuff as well.
Oh, you mean like red team?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of like instead of red and yellow, it's going to be kind of like an orange boutique department, and then we have our series work. And that's kind of how we're progressing forward. Elle says, got some cute story reel ideas in the works.
Oh, cool.
And Hardik is going to sleep.
Oh, good night, Hardik. Sleep well.
Get that rest. I might need to get some coffee or something.
Yeah.
Brew a cup of joe.
India's been trying to limit her cups of tea per day. She's down to 5 now.
No, I'm
5?
down to no, I'm down to like 2. I'm down to
5.
Keep lying. I did 3 today, but I'm allowed to do 3 today. I asked and he said yes, so it's fine.
You're adorable.
I'm not that great at gatekeeping.
God damn it.
You're just like, oh my god, it's like the gatekeeper is also the instigator.
It's like, just the guardian of the tea. As soon as you leave, I'm just gonna...
The guardians of the tea.
Keep the leaves pure.
Alright, well I'm gonna have you guys chat with my chat real quick as I brew a cup of coffee. Because I need something, man. It's like, dude, I don't know what it is. If it's overcast over in Ireland, it was fine. You know, it didn't even affect me. And when it's overcast here in Texas, it's so lethargic. I don't know what it is.
Probably the heat.
I think it's the weight of the air. It's very humid here. That might do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the air will just get contained underneath the cloud bank.
Yeah.
And so like it's just been heated up and then covered over.
Elle says you're abusing tea, India.
No.
I'll be right back. You guys, before I go, did you guys make yourself a cup of the stuff I sent you?
Did you what, sorry?
Did you make a cup of tea from the stuff I sent you?
Yes.
There you go.
Always. Mike hasn't tried autumn apple yet, though.
Ooh, that one's wonderful for like fall weather.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go make coffee. Be right back.
Okie dokie.
I can't actually see his chat, so I don't know, where is most of his
Can't
chat?
see his chat. Get your ass to Picato.
Get
your ass. I'm not a tea abuser. I use tea responsibly. Just like you guys should too.
No, that everyone's on his YouTube, but I can see the chat on his Picato.
Exactly.
That'll do.
That'll do, Mike.
That'll do. I'll move this over here. So yeah, welcome to the Patrick Stannard stream where we have...
Well, we have no Patrick Stannard.
We have a Patrick Stannard. You are Patrick Stannard.
I'm not Patrick Stannard.
We're all Patrick Stannard.
One day we will all be Patrick Stannard. We better hope he never listens to any of the breaks that he leaves us on. Pray he trusts us with this stream and we just go off into nonsense.
I trusted you.
Trusted me. But yeah, we're all Patrick here, so don't worry.
How can we be more Patrick?
Beards.
Oh.
Also, sweet animation skills.
Sweet animations.
Developed from years of honing our craft. That too.
Yeah.
Tiz has never done tea. She's not against it or anything. It's like your body, your choice. I won't judge. Thank you for not judging me. I need it, Tibbs. You don't understand. I do feel a bit better since having less of it, though. It does have to be said.
Yeah.
I think it's a good path for me to get off my reliance on it.
Yeah, I think if you're too dependent on caffeine to function, then it's not a good.
As an English woman, what am I to do? As an English woman, I was born on brews.
Born on brews.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tea is all I know. Tea is all I want. It's okay. I'm getting over it.
Slowly.
It's my parents' fault. Tea in a bottle from an early age. Raised on the finest Earl Grey.
What will quiet her, this poor child?
Give her some oolong.
Oolong, oolong.
That'll do it. Born on leafy brews. Under the tea leaves. We found her in the forest.
We named her India, after the greatest egg import.
Tea!
Wait, was tea an import to India or an export from India?
I think it was an export from India.
It's our greatest export. India.
The dog is a musical way too much. Trust in tea. It's like kind of like Arabian Nights meets Jungle Book. So, everyone's favourite tea. Go now! Shoot! What is it?
Earl Grey.
Tell us.
Lady Grey.
What is yours, Lady Grey or Earl Grey? Choose wisely.
Lady Grey. I haven't seen any Lady Grey over here. Ireland, what are you doing?
I think you can probably get it, but you must have to order it from
the UK.
Yeah, from the black market, the black tea market.
I learned things about Next today.
Next,
yeah.
What's? Oh, you mean? I thought you were talking NEX. I was like, what's Next?
Listen to my words.
He's ignored your crying child. If I could reach through the screen and give him a cup of tea, I would.
Is Please Acknowledge This Crying Child a name of a tea?
It's a good band name.
Would their first album be called Neglect?
It could be, I guess.
You can grab it in Dunn's or Tesco.
Mango and Friends. Is that a type of tea? Yes, Patrick is the father.
Of what?
The crying child.
Oh, no, I realize now. Okay, there is a child. He's animated a sadness.
Yes, he has animated a sadness.
Yeah.
As is his fashion.
As is his want. I wonder how he captured such reference of such sad children.
Mango and Friends is a tea. Who are the friends of Mango? This is what I want to know.
Pumpernickel and Sweet Baby Melon.
Sweet Baby Melon?
Yeah.
That's adorable. I'm Sweet Baby Melon!
No,
Yeah, I'm Pumpernickel. And I'm Sweet Baby Melon!
You're ruining them.
Sorry. I like the thought of Sweet Baby Melon being like a grown man.
Why?
Because it's a juxtaposition that I find funny.
Okay, so it's like a big sweet melon.
It's yellow and delicious, like a mango.
Her mango's yellow.
And just simply yells, Patrick is the father, and Doug is much confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. I feel no shame.
It's okay, I'm not worried.
Sweet baby melon.
Yeah,
Around the cornfield.
I learned a thing about Next today. They are wider at their top than they are at their bottom.
Yes.
Don't say yes like that's like not anything to have learned.
No, that's brilliant, Mike. Like, I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
How?
I'm a human. I've seen necks before. What do you mean? How do I know that? I don't know. I've never seen a neck in my life, but somehow the knowledge is integral to me.
You can't see your own neck.
You can in a mirror, and you can see everybody else's.
That's cheating.
It's not cheating. Reference is not cheating.
You didn't know they were wider.
I did. Check out Jove.
Okay.
His neck's always wider at the top because that's how necks.
Elle didn't know this. See?
What?
Yeah.
You didn't. You must have, Elle, because you draw it. I've seen you.
Sweats loudly.
You do know this. You're such a liar. But it's still a very good thing to learn. I'm sure there's tons of stuff about the body that I don't know.
Mm.
You know, you can give me any of a fact.
Hello.
Hello!
Patrick, did you know that necks are wider at the top than they are at the bottom?
The necks are wider at the top than they are at the bottom.
Yeah, did you know that?
Depends on which neck, doesn't it? Why? Wait. Well, hold on. What's going on here? Patrick is the father. Doig is much confused. Sweats loudly. What has been happening? I left you alone for 5 minutes.
Nothing's been happening. It's great. We've been having many discussions about.
It's yellow and what's yellow and delicious? Like a mango?
Mangoes. Mangoes are delicious.
Squints.
That was Daniel's favourite tea. It's mango and friends.
Oh, mango and friends. Nice.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Also, for context, you are the father of the child that you're animating because you're creating him. That's
I gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Elle. I am glad to be back.
Welcome back to your stream. It's mostly in how you left it.
It's intact. It's fine.
We got a nice cappuccino here.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, we got this weird. It's like a future coffee machine maker.
Future coffee machine.
Yeah, it's really kind of crazy. It basically takes these little USB drive looking things of like ingredients, and basically it's like, all right, what do you want? It's like, okay, well, I'll have a cappuccino. So it's like, all right, please add the milk froth and then a coffee flavor of your choosing. So you plug these two things in. So like this little port comes out, right? So like this door opens up and these two ports slide out and you stick them in and they go in there. And then it basically, you hold a cup under there, fills it full of the coffee, puts the milk froth in, and then they go into a compartment inside the machine to be recycled.
Whoa!
So once you put them in there, that's it. You can hear it go, and then like they're in a different compartment. And then when you need to, you just take that compartment full of the little bits out and recycle them.
So can you customize any part of this process? Like, can you use different flavorings?
Yeah, you can do anything from, you can make tea, you can make coffee, you can make frappuccinos, cappuccinos, you can do milk chocolate if you want, you know?
That sounds so good.
Yeah, it's really kind of crazy. It's weird to have this thing because it makes a bunch of noise too, right? Like as you're using it, so it's like, oh, what would you like? I'll have one frappuccino. Click, click, and they go, and like these little port things come out. Please plug in your flavors. All right, plug. And then it pours it, and then it goes, and then they're stored. And that's it. Yeah.
What does it want in return?
Oh wait, what happened to Tibbs? Krita crashed the moment you got back, so I'm to blame. What the hell is Krita?
Oh no! Oh, it's the free animation software. It's really good.
Oh, I haven't tried that one yet.
It's awesome, actually. It's really cool.
I think you use it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I use it quite a lot now.
Yeah. L. I can do decent Foley.
It's pretty good.
I think they discovered a a device that makes pancakes.
It's called Mike.
So, what was the place we were staying at?
Oh, the hotel, the Ormond.
Yeah, it was in Kilkenny. There's an Ormond hotel, and in the breakfast bar they have a box that makes pancakes.
But it makes really bad pancakes.
Were they bad?
Yeah, they're really sad, small, limp little pancakes. You push a button and then you wait what it says is 60 seconds, but it's actually probably about 15 minutes, and then like one pancake comes out.
It wasn't 15 minutes.
Have you guys seen that 3D printed meat?
No. What?
Nope.
I haven't.
Nope.
So basically, I forgot who it was who figured this out, but they found a way to basically print protein cells. Now, it's not red because it doesn't make blood. So it's just it just kind of looks like a glue stick.
Okay.
Because it's just like that's what your cells look like if there's not blood going through it.
Yeah.
They're just kind of clearish. Yeah, or translucent. But yeah, so you can basically it tastes like protein, just straight protein. It doesn't really have a lot of extra flavor to it because the flavor in the meat is all from the diet and the blood and that kind of stuff of the creature.
Oh no.
But there is like a basic base protein flavor. But yeah, you could just 3D print a burger, and then they use food coloring or something to make it look edible.
But I mean, if none of the flavors is there, then they've kind of failed in making something that is as delicious.
Well, I mean, it's a step though. It's a crazy step in an interesting direction.
It is. Like, it will be good when they can kind of replicate the flavor.
Well, I mean, like red blood cells multiply. So if you could house and farm red blood cells and infuse them with different flavors, you could then 3D print the protein flesh, inject the blood cells into it, and basically make animal-free meat.
So they can synthetically create the from what ingredients?
That'd be awesome.
Well, I mean, that's getting a little into biochemistry. I don't know the enough of the details. I just saw some videos of it.
That's really cool, though.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet it's really good for medical stuff as well, if they can 3D print flesh.
They got that spray-on skin stuff now. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Did they not 3D print an organ, like a working organ?
Really?
Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know if it was 3D printed. It might have been grown. That sounded like Michael was flying away into the distance. Michael, you're losing altitude. Pull up, Michael. Yeah.
Organs that have been successfully printed and implemented in a clinical setting are either flat, such as skin, vascular, blood vessels, or hollow, such as the bladder. When artificial organs are prepared for transplantation, they are produced with the recipient's own cells.
That crazy?
That's amazing.
Can artificial organs replace human organs? Is the next thing that people ask.
Well, hopefully.
I haven't a clue, Tibbs. I don't know why.
What is bio-ink?
But that'd be very good for like space travel and stuff like that, you know? Where you need protein, but you can't, but like feeding a cow and keeping it alive just so you can eat it halfway along your journey, or trying to store meat without it going bad is all like so difficult that like if you had a way that you could produce the protein that you needed, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think scientists have like grown a synthetic human ear.
No, I've seen that.
Attached it to a rat.
Yeah, the rat didn't look too happy about it.
No. I think that's really.
I can hear everything.
That's a weird experiment to do.
I've seen the opposite. I need to. 1 second, I'll post it.
Someone like stuck a rat to someone's head or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, just kind of crazy stuff. Oh, you post. Oh!
Oh no!
That poor thing.
That poor hamster. Why would you do that? No.
It is gonna gnaw its way out of her earlobe.
Yeah. It's gonna eat her face.
That's a dwarf hamster. Those things are mean.
Yeah.
I had one when I was a child, and I was like, "Oh, it's so adorable," and all they do is shit and bite you.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a regular hamster and it did the same thing.
Oh god, tips. Upload your favorite 3D model, print it, and eat it.
You could print your own statues and then eat them.
There you go. That'd be kind of cool. You could probably do it with like frosting or something. You know, like make some sort of candy statues.
Yeah. Oh, I'm into that. Yes.
You could do it for like De los Muertos. Like 3D print sugar skulls.
Oh, sugar skulls would be awesome. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Paint some treacle on there, make it like super black and shiny.
Yeah. Yay.
Yay. Oh yeah, that reminds me, the Oni collab's gonna be out soon, right?
I don't know.
So?
I hope so.
I think it is.
Let's see.
Yeah, I've been seeing rumblings around Twitter of it being released soon.
Here, I sent them an email in February, early February, asking to check in, and they replied with, "There's a few people who didn't turn their parts in on time or who dropped out last minute. We only have 15 or so parts left to fill." This is early February, by the way, but it should be done fairly soon. No set release date, but we're aiming for sometime in March.
That'd be good. I mean, 15 parts of animation sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'd be impressed if they could get 15 parts done, even if they're all done by different people. It's still just coordinating 15 people.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that 3D printer that like prints bridges?
No.
No.
What, like,
It uses
real
like
size
a
bridges?
mixture of like cement like material or something, and it can like
Wow.
print like castles and stuff.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You could get your own castle.
Why are we renting?
We could free for a castle.
Mind you, it makes like a castle frame, and it wasn't very big, but it did technically do one. It didn't have any plumbing or electrical or anything. It was just a box in the shape of a castle made out of cement.
Destroying my dream.
Maybe we could 3D print one and try to rent it to someone.
There you go. It's the noble thing
We're
to
just
do.
cheap people.
There's a team in France that are building their own castle.
Like
They're
using
doing it
old
using-
methods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Looks super neato. I'd go there.
What
But they
are
all like
building it
live
for?
that way too.
Just to have built it. They just want to have built a castle.
Yeah.
Once it's done, is it going to be kind of historical? No, not historical, but a site for people to visit, like an attraction? Or is it going to
I
be
don't
a
know.
hotel? Or
Yeah, I think.
I don't think it would do well as a hotel.
Be a bit drafty.
Well, like they'd have to modernize it for it to be a hotel, or at least
Yeah.
like appeal to a very specific crowd.
It's a laughing hotel.
It's a historian's refuge.
It's a nice name.
Thanks. I can name things.
Yes, you can.
It's, you know, people seem to think that like castles were built in like like a lifetime. Some of them were like built over multiple lifetimes.
Yes.
It is weird to think that like some of the greatest buildings that were in architecture, the architect themselves never didn't live long enough to see it built.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's sad in a way.
Well, I mean, like a lot of them were to royal families, and so it was like, okay, well, Dad made this really cool building, but I want this on my building, and it's my building, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, okay, well, we're gonna add this, and then, you know, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Also, people didn't live very long back then, as well.
That's also true.
They were like, "Well, I'm 30. Time to
Build a
get on my
castle.
head, I guess."
Yeah, you were like a man at 14, and you were an old man at 25.
Yeah.
What? Architecture museum. That'd be a very large museum.
Yeah.
Here we house all the great buildings.
Man, that'd be amazing.
I
Just tons of buildings inside a building.
feel like that would be very disorienting because you'd never actually ever be outside.
You go outside and be like, am I outside yet?
I know in my hometown of Kalamazoo, Michigan, they have the world's largest mural, which is cool. Yeah, it's the floor. The floor and the walls are all painted to look like various environments because it's an airplane museum.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, when you get over to like the stealth bomber and stuff, well, then it looks like an aircraft carrier. But when you're looking at like the biplanes and stuff, it's like you're at like a county fair in the 1900s. That's interesting to think about. We were all born in the 1900s. And that's soon not gonna, like, that's not a thing anymore. Like that stopped when we were children.
Yeah.
No more people are being born in the 1900s.
My brother was born in the year 2000.
Was he really? So he's 18 then? Or going on 18?
Yeah, he will be next month. Holy shit.
He's a baby child.
Are you alright there, Michael?
Yeah.
Already taller than you, Mike.
Yeah, he is. All of my siblings will be.
Are you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the shortest.
But you have wisdom on your side.
That's true. Michael
You
is
can outsmart them.
I can.
Can you?
Yeah, used to be able to.
Is your brother the 18-year-old? Is he the youngest?
Youngest.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the youngest. So, my sister was born in '96. My second brother, well, the first brother, but the second sibling was born in '97.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2000.
Tibbs. People born in 2000 are 18 now. My life just got a lot shorter somehow. Yeah.
That's a feeling.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a hard time finding, a lot of people who were just born in the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, you were late 80s, weren't you?
Yeah, I was late 80s. I'm not an 80s kid. I don't remember the 80s.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
I remember the 80s.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like a little bit.
Tiny bit.
Three.
Well, you were born in what, 85?
87.
87. Okay, you remember the 80s?
Yeah, are you sure?
A little bit.
A tiny bit.
I was playing Mario when I was 3. I remember that.
That's the weird thing to me, is that to people nowadays who are kind of 18 and so, their retro Mario and Sonic games are like Sonic and Mario at the Olympic sports, and...
Oh yeah, GameCube's a retro console.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, they don't even know what the old Sonic and Mario games were like. They haven't played them, probably.
They don't know the shit we had to deal with.
They don't know!
When, like, seeing Mario in 3D was a big deal. I remember, like, Star Fox 64, like, rocked my neighborhood.
Yeah. And there aren't really even cheat codes anymore. Like, they don't know the glory of doing, like, the up, down, left, right, hold A, press start on a title screen. And here
cheat codes. Oh my god.
There was cheat codes in Grand Theft Auto. The 4. What? No.
Oh, that's true.
5?
But, like,
yeah, 5.
They've kind of been replaced by mods. Like, that's kind of the modern cheat code.
There's really no need for cheat codes anymore. You can just build your own stuff into the game.
Superman 64. No.
Oh god, did you play that?
I've seen it played.
The rings.
I played it.
The game.
I played Superman 64. I was working at here's an old statement. I was working at a Hollywood Video back then,
Nice.
and I was running out of games to play, and I was like, I got a 64, and so I was like, I'll play that one. Superman. I like Superman. And like it took me a while, like before people started talking about it, because like if it wasn't on TV, it just wasn't talked about. Because the internet wasn't really a thing then. And yeah, so it was that was something else to be like filled with that much rage about a game and being like, I need someone else to play this. You come over here, play this so we can rant about it. And then thankfully later on, the internet really picked up, and then people started talking about this horrible game, and I was like, yes. And I looked up all the YouTube videos that were like ranting about it, and I was like, all these things. This game is the worst.
Get such a sense of closure from it.
No, something.
Yes.
God, because like I was unaware of how bad that game was until I experienced it, and I got past those fucking rings. I got past that first level, and I was like, oh, this is a level where you get to walk around. That's cool. But like the fog of war was so close. You'd be in a house and you couldn't see the other room. Right, so you were in like this like apartment building or bank, or I don't know what the hell it was. It was just a big orange box with dudes shooting at you, which by the way, bullets hurt Superman, which is kind of annoying.
What?
But like I remember you couldn't see the other wall, so you couldn't see them shooting at you. And like the controls were horrible, and it glitched you'd fall through the floor. You couldn't go upstairs, right? And so like you'd try to go upstairs and you'd fall through the floor forever. And like every time you started flying, there was no buildup of momentum. You would just start going fast. And so it was impossible to get going on flying and stuff like that. And it was a horrendous experience. And I'd never known games to be that bad before.
That's so funny.
Like I had heard about E.T. and I saw someone try to play it, but like I'd never experienced a really horrible game until that fucking thing.
Yeah, there's something about E.T. though where you're not really sure what it's trying to do, so it's kind of hard to tell how bad it is. But with Superman, it's very obvious what they were going for.
Oh,
it's a really bad game.
Yeah, it was just like this just hurts. But like back then, I didn't have like a stash of games. I couldn't just pull up YouTube. It was like, well, I got this for a week, and none of my shows have new episodes coming out, so I got to do something. I want to go outside,
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, we're gonna really muscle through it. And you had to kind of make do with what you bought.
Yeah, like there was that feeling of renting the game for the weekend, and you're like, well, this was my choice. So.
Yeah, there is something about that, about like. Like I played Star Fox Adventures, which I actually enjoyed the first time I played through it.
I really liked that the first time.
I had never played a Star Fox game before that. I got a 64 late, and I'd only ever seen my friends play it, and I never played the original Star Fox. I just seen people play the 64, and so I just thought this was part of Star Fox. I had no idea that this wasn't the thing. But I will say, having gone back and viewing it, I had a high tolerance for apparently stupid voiced dinosaurs.
Yes.
Because like watching it again, I was like, oh, this is really bad, and I should have known that, but I didn't.
Oh my god, that bloody Triceratops.
Yeah.
Tricky.
Is that his name? I forgot.
Yeah, Tricky. Oh my god, he was so annoying.
When I first met India, she had a bunch of consoles in her front room, and still owned the Dreamcast and Sonic. Or like you had Sonic for Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
For one of the consoles that you owned.
Dreamcast, probably.
Because I can't remember. Was it your GameCube that doesn't work? Your Dreamcast did.
My Dreamcast doesn't work. Right.
Okay. Well, we played Sonic Adventure on something, and just the camera in that game is so abusive.
Mm-hmm.
Like. Can you tell where Sonic is yet? Is he still on screen?
Wait, what console was this for?
I don't know which one we played it on.
I think we probably played it
on the GameCube, probably.
Yeah, probably on the GameCube. It's probably Sonic Adventure Director's Cut.
Yeah. Okay, so at that point, bad cameras were still kind of a thing.
Oh yeah.
Like before, it was like unacceptable.
I think I hadn't bothered to fix it from the original.
Yeah.
So it just still had the terrible camera that I had on the Dreamcast. It was Yeah, it's just awful.
Because there was a while when it was like, when 3D was new, a bad camera was just, you just accepted it.
Yeah.
Like Mario 64 has got a bad camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's an annoying, horrible camera.
Yeah.
Mario 64 sort of established the whole, like, you run to the left and the right and the camera is almost like in a fixed position following you. It kind of...
I liked how Mario 64 thought of the camera as an extra character who's filming you. I always liked that. I wish more things would do that, because it's such a... because we just accept the camera's there, that we're the camera. We don't think about it. Like how can we see the back of our person's head, right? It's same thing like a side scroller, right? Like you don't think about the camera, you're just controlling a thing on screen. But I like the fact that Mario 64 kind of thought about that a little bit and made a little Goomba, or not Goomba, Koopa in a cloud.
Yeah, he was cute.
That's really cool. I've never played it, so I haven't.
Mario 64 is like way ahead of its time for sure.
Yeah, I hear that about it.
You haven't played Mario 64?
No, I never had Nintendo 64. So.
Oh, wow.
One of the things that Mario 64 did really well, that took a lot of other games to kind of catch up to, was they focused a lot on making movement fun. So, if you ran and crouched, you did a slide. If you ran and jumped, you had a different jump than if you jumped 3 times. There's a progression of the jump, so it'd be like short, double high, and then like a triple high jump. You could do backflips, you could jump off walls. It was all this kind of like moving in the environment was a fun experience. So it encouraged players to move around and try new things. And if you look at a lot of other 64 platformers that came out then, your character had a run and a jump and maybe an attack, but there wasn't much else beyond that. They might have a double jump, but like no one else was wall jumping and flipping and doing all this stuff. So you play, I liked Crash Bandicoot, but if you played the Crash Bandicoot games, they weren't as fun to move around. That was almost like a chore sometimes. Whereas in Mario, like you just walk around the castle, not even in a level. People would just do that because they want to see if they can get that triple jump over the tree or whatever. They would make their own games out of it.
Yeah.
Your stream is either or we both lost it.
I'm scrolling. Can you guys still see the stream?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it says it's offline.
What?
It's gonna try and reconnect. What? What's happening?
Everyone else? Here, I'm gonna ask him. Stream still online? Question mark.
Let's see if he comes back. Come on, stream.
Mario Odyssey really? Okay, Acronym can see it. Everyone else hasn't said anything.
It's come back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Must have just been us.
Yeah, moving is a fun thing, and like, yeah.
That is super important. I wish they would do that. Like, I think we should take that into consideration with Sonic games. I'm not gonna rant about that though. There's no hope left. But
I think it's one of the things that like the original Halo did very well. Was like the immediate gameplay was really fun.
It was, yeah.
And it was like, me and my friends, we'd be playing Halo, and like we wouldn't even be playing the levels after a while. It would just be like, I'm gonna get in a warthog, you're gonna get in a warthog, and we're gonna charge at each other down this hill, because back then they were indestructible. And like we'd like do jousting and shit. Just for the hell of it, because the actual experience of that, like the fact that the warthog drifts a lot, made controlling it its own game. And which is a fine line to run between like it has to be fun, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of games where controlling it is difficult and it's not fun.
Yeah, I love the way they'd implemented steering in that, where it was like it was almost like a twin stick shooter for a car, and that was like really exciting.
Which also made like, so the reason that it's like that is so that way you didn't have a different control set when you got in the car, so it was very intuitive, just moving and getting in vehicles and stuff, which is another thing that like Halo innovated with. Now Halo, I think Halo or Bungie are up their own ass when it comes to games because of Halo. I love Halo. I don't think it's like the messiah of video games that they seem to market it as. But they did do a lot of innovation with things like that. And especially for like, they opened up console shooters basically.
Yeah.
Because until then, it was dominated by the PC market.
Yeah. Yeah, I still remember Halo multiplayer being super duper fun.
The soundtrack just like got you so hyped to play the game, like just from the immediacy of it, that choir and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, music is a big deal.
And yeah. I mean, Halo multiplayer. Halo 1's multiplayer was not as refined as Halo 2, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was their big jump. Halo 1 multiplayer is something else. I still remember getting real pissed at people hanging out at the cliff's edge with a pistol.
Oh yeah.
Or sniper rifle or shit, doing pixel hunting.
That's always gonna happen.
But another game, Gears of War, which I think is one of the very few successful cover-based shooters. Most cover-based shooters are not fun. They're kind of boring. But Gears of War, inadvertently, it wasn't initially part of the game, but they kind of made it into it, was the movement system. The way that you slide and snap into cover, and the fact that you can cancel it and then roll around, like all that kind of stuff made the actual moving around the environment its own skill base. And that, like, in multiplayer, that came into play. I forgot what we called it. Wall jumping, I think is what it was. So it was all about like knowing the distance to a wall when like what's the exact distance that when you hit A you'll slide into it. Yeah. So you just basically magnet your way around all these cover things to get around the environment really fast and really slick. Which a lot of other cover-based shooters didn't really do.
It sounds like the cover system was adapted to become almost like the same sort of mentality you'd have in parkour, where it's trying to get from A to B in the quickest and shortest way possible.
It is, because you can like jump over the cover as well, can't you? Just go around it, and that's its own prompt as well, so you can chain those into sliding into wall spaces and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
See, what are they talking about here? Tib says Halo 1 multiplayer sucked. It did. Dropped a very, very early meteor whip and feedback. Oh, Tibbs dropped something in the feedback. And then Elle says, one thing I do like about nostalgia culture is that things that were slaved over to create back then are being thoroughly appreciated now. Yeah. The way we discard stuff after we consume them once is really weird when I think about it. There's so much stuff out there. Yeah, I mean, like, there's kind of a disposable culture as far as intellectual property is concerned, for sure. Which is interesting. Oh, it's starting. Yeah.
But you think that when you look back on things after they've kind of been out a while, you gain a new appreciation for them.
Yeah, I mean, but hindsight's 2020, right? Like, people didn't appreciate Fantasia when it came out, and people think it's amazing now.
Did they not appreciate Fantasia?
No, people thought it was like pretentious, and they're like, "Where's the story?" And like, he just wants to be, this is the, because Disney wasn't really known for doing high art, right? So people are like, "What is this silly attempt?" And they thought it was like pretentious and like kind of like melodramatic and that kind of stuff.
Well, I can see where they're coming from, but it doesn't stop it being amazing and beautiful and a great feat.
But there's a lot of stuff like that. You look at the reviews at the time and you get a different sense of it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's interesting you saying about like looking back on things that need to be slaved over to create and like finding the value there again. As like technology advances and a lot of the kind of skill-based stuff we do becomes more accessible or approachable, the stuff that took years or like months to create now can be done in a matter of like a day. So it's like that stuff is almost worth less just inherently because a lot of the getting up to speed time has been handled by the tools themselves. Yeah. Like you have to innovate a lot more on top of what's.
Yeah, I mean it's the evolution of the medium.
Yeah. But then you can stand on the shoulders of the people who came before you, so you can
stand on the shoulders of giants.
You stand on the shoulders of giants and proclaim yourself God.
Speaking of animation and giant things, this meteor whip. I like where it's going. Have you guys viewed it yet?
Yes, I had a look.
It's just starting. I think it's a little even as far as its timing right now. I feel like you could start those first frames on like 5s, you know, like 5, 5, and then maybe like a 3, and then like really get it big, and then like have it cover the screen and zoom and like use that as a transition. And then in the next, like after that, let's make like a little frame here. Then you can start it kind of like this, you know, and then I'll make a red one and it'll get like smaller and smaller. So it'll be like 1, 1, 2, like 5, 5 as far as the frame holding. I mean, you don't need to hold it for 5 frames, but what I'm saying is that like increase your slows, increase your quicks. I'm gonna post this in feedback for you, Tibbs. So it's like, where's my red pens? Like, so this is a confidence thing when it comes to animation. Making things have weight and speed and power is hard because it relies on you not drawing things. It relies on you cutting drawings and having things move faster than you can depict them. So, you know, a lot of people, like, they follow volumes and they get really into, like, oh, I'm understanding how the mechanics are working now, and I want to, you know, do that. So, you know, for me, like, when it comes to, I wonder if I have any good examples. Actually, you know what? I might. Let's go to current Battle Chasers, the big punchy one. That one's got a lot of impact, right? Scene 14, the big skeleton punch.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a big dude, but, like, if you watch, when it goes up and it starts coming down, so it starts coming down at, like, let's say, starts at frame 20. Right? So 23 is barely beyond 20. And then look at that, like, once it, another 3 frames, and suddenly it's down here, 26. Another 3 frames. Ooh, it's really cooking now at 29. Like, the spacing difference is huge. And then the impact. So, like, once it goes 29, the impact is, like, the same spacing between 26 and 29, but it's on 1 frame. So, like, I start things really slow and they get really fast. So, you know, like, instead of the spacing being like this, where it's kind of like boo to do like that, right? That's a gentle slow in, you know, or even if it was here, I'll just change the arrow, slow out. It'll be like this. It'll be like boom, 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 like that. And this is like held on 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. You know, like it pops. It just boom, it zooms out as fast as you can go.
Yeah.
And that's like, I call that one power. And this is how I make things heavy. And because, like, that's kind of a thing that I do with, like, I focus on in my animation is like weight and power.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is just your spacing and your timing. So if you want it to be, like, the heavier you want it, the slower the ups should be. So if it's coming out of something, you really gotta get that moving, right? So you gotta get that momentum going. So it's gonna be on 5s and 6s and super slow. But once it gets moving, then the spacing it just exponentially, dramatically increases, and you do it in like 3 frames. It's just like, It's like slow, bam, you know, like just boom, and zooms out and smacks you. And basically, the more power you want, the more you do that, and the less power, the less you do that.
Why do you think that people find that so hard to do when they're starting out?
Because, like, when you're first getting to animation, you're worried about your animation being readable without you want to make sure it's readable, so you draw every frame. You know, you draw all the motions. Oh, they're not going to know that this hand is rotating if I don't follow this pinky arc perfectly, right? And so people are afraid to cut drawings out. People are afraid to not show certain things. And like something like to get that poppy animation, you just have to do that. You have to be like, listen, the middle drawing doesn't matter right now. It's the end drawings that people are going to notice. I just need to get it there.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, absolutely, Tibbs, no problem. But yeah, like that's how you do it. Is you don't need that many drawings. It's all about spacing and timing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Emilio has a shitload in betweens because he's not very powerful.
Yeah.
It's a lot
He's doing very simple acting as well. So it's the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah, so with him, it's like very soft movements, so I actually have a lot of drawings.
Yeah, it's like supernaturalistic as well, so...
Yeah, so basically don't be afraid to cut frames. That's one of those, I don't know, coming of age moments as an animator. Is like you learn the mechanics and you learn the motion and the arcs and stuff, and then you have to learn when to delete them.
Yeah.
And you just have to, yeah.
You were speaking about that on your Patreon, weren't you, the other week?
Was I?
I think so, additive and reductive animation.
I'm trying to remember. It's been so long. Let's see. I hope I don't have any horrible notifications. Okay, we're good. Every time I open up my Patreon, I'm worried about I've like lost like a bunch of patrons.
Oh yeah, I know the fee is real.
Let's see, acting choices. Additive and subtractive, maybe.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely. That's touched on a little bit about like by comparing it to sculpture, where there's two types of sculpture you can do. Additive, where you are adding clay and shaping it, and subtractive, where you have a big block of material and you carve away from it. And how you can do that to your animation as well. And that can be cutting frames. That can also be not enjoying a keyframe, being like, listen, like I put this keyframe in with this idea in mind, but now that I'm laying out the motion more vividly, I see that moving into that keyframe at this time with the spacing isn't really feasible to make it look believable. And then you're like, okay, well, I'll adjust my keyframe. And that's kind of a thing I talk about, is like your keyframes they're malleable. They're not set in stone. They're guides, and they do help you visualize the structure of your animation. But at the end of the day, if the motion would be serviced better by a different arc for the arm or whatever, then take that out of the keyframe and readjust the arc to make it feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw you were in-betweening at one point, and it was like you were doing like a half and half in between just to feel it out. Like you knew that you probably have to redraw the timing or spacing on it, but you were just sort of...
That's about like visualizing and projecting onto your animation. So I mean, you know, as artists, sometimes what we do is we make a mental image and kind of like mentally project that onto the page and try to match that. And animation do it a lot, where like you're on frame 1 but you're visualizing frame 3 to kind of, and you flip between them to see if you can match that. Because you know, like we're visualizing motion, that's our job. And yeah, sometimes you have so much on screen that it's hard to do that. And you're like or there's so little on screen. You're like, listen, there's 24 frames between this drawing and this drawing. I just can't see what this arc is supposed to be from this pose to this pose. The poses are too different or whatever it is. There's something obscuring your ability to project the image to kind of perceive what your motion will be. So in that scenario, I just go, all right, here's frame 1, here's frame 2. I know, like, I'll just put a breakdown right in the middle of them, and I'll just ease in and out. Like, I'll do like the base. I know he needs to slow into this pose. So I'll just slow into that pose using the basic methods that I know. So I'll just keep cutting each in between spacing in half until he slows in. And I won't do any fancy arcs. I'll just do whatever the basic thing I know will suffice to get me there. Yeah. With the understanding that that is not going to be my final animation. But what that does is that gives you an idea of how much time you have there. It shows it gives you a reference point for your volumes. You know, it's like, oh, I know how big the head is here on this breakdown, or how it's supposed to be because I did that. So you basically like lay a sheet of tracing paper over that, and then you do your real animation. And that it helps you spot like issues with the animation, like, oh, if I did it this way, this wouldn't look good because of this reason, right? So it basically takes out the uncertainty at least a little bit, which is good. I think that was called like something foundation. It was like disposable foundations. Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah.
God damn, I can really flap my jaw on this, or waggle my jaw, or whatever the term is on this kind of shit. Waggle your chin. That's it.
Chin waggle.
Yeah. It's
chin wag.
It's great stuff, though.
Yeah, I recently watched a tutorial. I won't say who, or I won't say what it was about, but I just got really kind of pent up and frustrated listening to them because they were claiming they were going to tell me all of this stuff.
Who is this?
Didn't. I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay.
It
was an instructional podcast, though.
Yeah, it was about animation, and I was just listening to it, and it was just like, oh, I could teach you so much about this. I'm like,
I could.
But,
go on.
And I was like, but you're not. And now I've lost
interest.
Lost interest, and you've lost credibility with me because it's the kind of person that keeps trailing off in the sentences, and then like the editing just cuts to like they're obviously like trailed off, and then they cut to a new thing that they've said afterwards.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's not great. But and in sort of direct contrast to that, you're like, I can talk about this. Like, they're like, yeah, you're just shooting from the hip and just giving us like so much information in a condensed thing. Just
it is amazing how much like writing those posts have been able to help me articulate it, because that is very difficult.
Yeah.
Like the first time I had to talk about what the hell a negative space landmark was such a journey for me, because it's like, oh, okay, well, it's a thing that's there but not there. It helps you see the things that aren't there but are there. It's like, how do you, it's like, and I can't provide visual aids. What the fuck am I gonna do to talk about this? And like eventually you just bang your head against the wall enough and you do reach it.
Figure something out.
Yeah.
It's great though. It's like Patrick's got his own set of principles now. So the Patrick principles.
Tibbs has asked if I've considered audiobooks. I haven't considered audiobooks. I have considered maybe taking my Patreon posts and making like a little booklet out of them.
That'd be cool.
Maybe like with some visual aids. Like really drive home like, this is what I'm talking about. And then
I think they would need to be videos since it's describing visual concepts a lot of the time.
You think so? I don't know if I want to make a video. I kind of like the idea of it being a book. I don't know.
A book's fine.
I'm still gunning for the Patrick Standard animation course to happen.
Yeah, I've had multiple people ask me about that. I've only done it a couple times with some people. One of the animators that's working on Heartboner, Parker, he's kind of like I guess a quote unquote student of mine.
That's cool.
Yeah. I wonder if I have his stuff here.
One of the things I was thinking recently is how good of a vessel Patreon is for teaching the course.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, because you can have a tier which is, become a student which is limited to 2 places or something, and have that be whatever you would be willing to charge for doing that.
Yeah.
And then, those Patreon-only posts would be perhaps assignments, and then a review at the end of the month or something. So it's a good model for it.
Yeah.
Tibbs is putting in quotations, this short video will teach you exactly how you can make your first million without lifting a finger. 3 hours later. And you're going to be so amazed by all the money you're going to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you buy my companion book to this series, which will really tell you the secrets.
They're all scams.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can. I'll create a link. I'll copy the link, and I'll share this link with you guys. Oh, that's the feedback place. Let's go to, I'll do it in Meat Hall, I guess. No, I'll do it in Nightrunner. So in Nightrunner, so this is a project that he did, where he was like, listen, like, I only do commission things, I only do these independent animations, I really want to move into studio work. Can you help me? So in this thing, what I did is I did the boards and the layouts, and then I gave it to him to animate it, and then I would like do draw overs and edits and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And this is actually like the other person who helped was he had this, I forgot the guy's real name. But this guy like, commissioned it from him because he wanted like, hey, I've got a character I want animated. And he was like, can you do this thing? And he paid a lot of money for it. So it was a pretty neat little project.
That is cool. That's a really good project to have.
It's like a little minute of animation.
Do you feel like he really improved through it and felt better about the animation afterwards?
Definitely. I mean, especially looking at like what he's doing for Heartboner now.
Which is,
I need to find a job code name for that. Because every time I say it within earshot of someone else, they're like, oh, excuse me? What was that?
It's such a good title, I love it.
Yeah.
Heartboner.
Cardiac.
Yeah, I know. I told Dan, you should call it Cardiac Erect. And he was like, maybe on the next video. And I was like, okay. Just so we're clear.
Just wanted you to know.
Yeah. Alrighty, Tibbs, get some food. Well, I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm working on my film. I'm working slowly on the film, but I am working on it.
You got your coffee now.
Yeah, I just downed it.
It's gone.
It's gone. That flippin' lady from North Carolina at UCD, I was so embarrassed. Did I tell you about that?
What? No, what happened?
Alright. University College Dublin, right? Took Kay there, and she's doing a tour. There's another family who's doing a tour. It's just,
you might have told us a little bit about this.
Yeah, there's this girl and her mother. And her mother was from North Carolina. So it's another American. But by the way, this is like the worst fear for Americans on vacation. Is meeting other Americans. We hate it. Because we don't like each other. Like every American is like, yeah, our state's the best, and fuck the rest of them, they're all assholes. It's like an unwritten rule.
Okay.
The very United States of America. Yeah.
Well, we're united in hatred. Not really. But anyways, but she was from North Carolina. She's visiting, and she was just like she was so typical. All she was missing was like some American flag shorts. Yeah. But she had on like burgundy tights. She had multicolored ribbons in her hair, and she was wearing what looked like a muumuu that was too small.
Oh no!
Like it was kind of like a really thin fabric dress that was like flowery.
What's a muumuu?
That sounds unfortunate.
You don't know what a muumuu is?
No.
All right, I'm gonna enlighten you.
I don't know what capacity.
Oh, they make it look really nice here. Here we go. Actually, yeah, here we go. Here's a good image of a muumuu.
You just got Homer in a muumuu.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Ohio isn't Tibbs. Ohio. You could not have picked a worse state. But she was wearing that, and it was just, she was very loud. She was very ignorant. She was very, I don't know, just like talking to people like they don't know what the hell modern conveniences are.
Okay.
I didn't know you guys had that over here, I just thought you were playing in the mud, or whatever. But there was a moment there's a couple moments, but then Tibbs. Ohio's horrible. It's coming from a Michigander. We're Midwestern, it's okay. But there's a couple moments. One was when we're outside, we're touring the grounds, and the tour guide was a very lovely man. He didn't really have much of an accent because apparently he used to live in the States for a little bit. And he was like, "Oh, well, over here is where we have the kind of like the fields." And he goes, "Here we play, rugby and football, and and we also play I think like Gaelic football and hurling and like other like traditional Irish sports." And she went, "Do y'all play Quidditch?" And he was like, I don't think so. And she goes, do you know Harry Potter? You know, read those books? And he's like, I haven't really read them, no. And I was just like, murder me, kill me now. I'm not from the same country as this person. And at one point she did the sing-songy leprechaun voice, where so there's like a little pub on campus. And it looked lovely, right? It wasn't open at the time, but we got to look in the window, and it's like they had pool tables, a little bar. It looked lovely. Yeah. And her daughter's like, well, you know, like I don't really, I'm not really old enough to drink, because she wasn't 21 yet. Yeah. And her mom goes, that's fine. You're in Ireland now, my dear. You know. She looked around. It's like, oh, am I not supposed to do that? And it's just like, kill me. Kill her, but then kill me, because I'm gonna die. I'm gonna cringe myself into an asterisk. I'm not gonna have a face anymore. I was calling Noah Tibbs because I saw the N and I was reading like the Noit bar, and I just saw the N. I'm sorry, Noah. But
you are the new Tibbs.
It was so painful.
Oh, I think what Kay told us just that she kept saying "y'all" all the time, and that drives Kay up the wall apparently. So.
Oh, the Carolina lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a thing. I didn't know she didn't like y'all. Well, actually, I do kind of know that. Like, I don't know why she doesn't like it. It's fine. It's just a thing people say.
I like it.
Yeah.
I noticed it recently. I started listening to a D&D podcast
called
Bombardment. And it's done by some people who live in Texas at the minute.
Oh, well, there you go. That's where you're going to say it.
Yep, and it's y'all all the time. It's awesome.
I'm noticing, like, when I was up there, I noticed how much Texas has influenced, because I've lived here for 7 years now. And it's influenced my speak. I used to be Midwestern. And now I say things with a twang every now and then. So when I say I would normally say, hey, do your thing, right? But now I say thang. Hey, do your thing. And like, I didn't notice it until I was in Dublin, because no one sounded like me. And I'm in Dublin, and I go, yeah, do your thing. And I was like, oh, no.
It's happened.
It's happening. You know.
Too late, Patrick.
Yeah. I don't know, every time I'm talking to my dog, get, Kusith, get. And he's like, oh, yeah. God.
Oh, that's really fun.
Give me a jug and a washboard, and I'm going to go down to the bayou and play some tunes.
Things like that, though. It's like a really fun way to speak and say words. You get to play with that twang and just...
I mean, there's obviously like a stigma against it in the U.S. because, I mean, depending on where you're from, but it's like a very southern thing.
Yeah.
Which was often associated with hicks and what we call white trash.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
I always play
my name is Early. This is my buddy Skeeter. Over there is Rusty. We here making pine cone liquor.
I done found a possum.
Yeah, I done found a possum. We's gonna have dinner tonight.
Woo-wee!
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
You is a trespassing on my dirt farm.
See, I should never go to
I got myself a driver's license. No more sitting in the dirt at the drive-in.
See, what if I go to America and I'm like that woman from Carolina?
You're not gonna. There's no way you're ever gonna be that woman. You are too considerate.
I can
and aware of like the space around you.
How was her daughter?
Oh, she was embarrassed.
Cringing? Oh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Let's see what do we got here. Funny thing I've heard that happened a lot to peeps. Like Ross from GG used to be super Australian in accent. Yeah, he does that more on his streams now. L says people go with it here, but Ireland gets made fun of a lot. I'm assuming for the accent. I don't know.
Like the Irish accent.
L says India is woke.
What does that mean?
I'm sorry, I'm just enjoying the irony of she's woke. What does woke mean?
Am I not? Am I not hip enough?
You're not woke no more.
Oh.
I lost the woke. I had the
Am I
woke and I
lit?
lost it.
Heard that's a good thing to be. Am I lit?
I
Lit?
don't know.
Am I lit?
Could you sound more like a 45-year-old? Am I
Young
hip?
kids.
Am I happening?
Hello, children. Am I lit?
When do I begin?
when does the lit happen? Do I need a match?
When do I like myself?
Yes. Hello, yes, I am looking to get lit.
I am seriously woke. Well, it was worth a try.
It was worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I'm noticing is like a lot of American slang is all weapon based. It's all very militaristic. It's worth a shot, lock and load, you know, all that shit.
It's true.
That's
Smacked
funny,
in the flak
right?
jacket.
Yeah, whereas English is all like, oh, that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. You guys have like the
Something's brewing.
yeah. Just have some chips, a couple of biscuits.
Really
It's all
tasty
so much nicer and less threatening.
It's all just like tea time themed.
Yeah.
That's because it's passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Like direct aggressive, and you know that's not my cup of tea means fuck off and leave me alone.
Yeah. Whereas in America they say
Okay.
fuck off and leave me alone.
I love that Gay Grumps episode where they're talking about Britishisms and which ones they like. And they talk about how much they like. Go on then.
Do I have the litness? Who's lighting things? Did I just happen? Am I the illness rapper man currently living?
It's very
I love the question of did I just happen?
Did I just happen? Who's lighting things?
it's
Take a
brilliant.
bath, hippie.
That needs to be a sketch on something, please.
Oh my god.
You guys are too good. The chat's too good.
They are on point.
Yes.
They are lit, as the kids say.
Yeah. Just gonna make my own slang. I don't need no kids to tell me what's cool. I know what's cool.
Now we're all in our 30s now. We don't know what's cool no more.
No! Don't say it.
Don't say
If you say it, it makes it true.
it.
Doomed is all now.
We're all doomed.
Doomed.
Doom, doom.
Doom.
Do you remember doing that?
I would
life
sing the
drawing
doom song
session?
now.
We used to go in Leamington Spa. We used to go to life drawing in a cafe. Like the
Leamington
cafe owner.
Spa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't you fancy?
No, it's a dump.
Oh, it's pretty nice. I like Leamington Spa.
No, it's fine.
Leave
It's,
it alone.
and like this cafe owner, she was kind of into arts and crafts and things, so she would run life drawing. And then there's two funny things that happened there. But usually they would like close up the shop and then like curtain the windows, and we would just be in the cafe area.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one week where it was suddenly like, oh, we don't have space upstairs, or something else was happening. So we all got taken like downstairs into the storage room.
All
which
right.
was, like,
Where
no
you're
windows.
going to be murdered.
Yeah, there's no windows, and the model / models. There was two models. It was like a married couple modeling.
We're gonna fuck on stage for you.
It was just sort of this weird. It felt like they were like doing some sort of anniversary gift for one another or something. Where it's like, we're gonna do
Happy
we're gonna
anniversary!
do-
Now everyone can see my dick.
It was like, we're going to be adventuresome for our like 20th anniversary or something.
Yeah, 12 teenagers.
Happy 30 years. Let's show the world our junk.
And they did.
Witness my peen and her cooter.
And now
They
they're
have been
immortalized.
together in holy matrimony for 30 years, and now you may witness them.
That was a weird time.
That was a weird time.
Have you
It was another time.
Have you guys ever had a male model start to chub up while you were trying to draw him? That's awkward.
No, but I always wondered about that.
Yep. It's like,
that's
someone turn the air conditioning up or something? Get hose?
Because, yeah, it can just happen. I mean, how do you know it's not going to happen then?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a dude who fell asleep during a life model session.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's fun.
Just like, he was just snoring and no one knew what to do. Right,
well, wake him up.
Should we like poke
Hey,
him?
you're on the clock here, pal.
We tended to wake him up between poses.
Was he like old or something?
He
He
wasn't.
wasn't young, but he wasn't like an old man or anything. He was like 40 something.
Yeah, it wasn't asleep adorable. It was like.
Yeah. Like slightly overweight, asleep man in the middle of the floor.
I had a really awkward moment with a female model. Kind of an older, hippie-looking lady, and she started doing some standing poses. But I couldn't quite tell what was going on, but every time she turned, I saw a little bit of movement between her legs. I was like, what, did I catch something? Is it just my eyes messing up? And then she'd turn again. I said, something's moving there. It was a rope.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Did you ask her? Were you like, are you a balloon?
You on the rag? You gotta tell us this stuff before you come in here.
Hey, lady!
Hey, lady!
Yeah.
That was awkward.
That's great.
No, it's just I keep forgetting chubbing up as a junk thing.
It's not just something.
That's just such a nice way to put it.
Chub it up.
I think I first heard that on Venture Brothers.
Get in the chub.
I went to a life drawing session, and I think like it was meant to be nude modeling, but the model turned up and she wore like jeans throughout it, and I think the reasoning was like she had called ahead and had been told it was fine.
It'll surprise you.
Yeah.
That surprises me that she was just like, yep, let's do this. I'm getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose she would have let a lot of
Got a
people
job
down.
to do.
Yeah.
Are you a balloon? What is this?
When you say to someone who is
Oh, was it because of the rope?
has a, yeah.
Are you a balloon?
Are you a balloon?
No, I'm a kite.
Like if you pull the rope, she would deflate.
Oh dear.
Death by queefing.
That would be embarrassing, you see.
Let's see.
Is there more to that story? What with the you had one weird male life model in college?
Yeah, you have to tell us in what way they were weird.
Oh, you mean like the guy who chubbed up?
No, well, it might be the same weirdness.
Maybe, but I don't blame him for that. I mean,
It was kind of like, it was a little awkward though, because, you know, trying to draw the guy. You're like,
it's moving!
Stop obscuring!
Jesus, like just think of your grandma or something, and it only makes it worse. Like, oh, dude!
Yeah.
Stop
thinking of your grandma!
Stop thinking of your grandma. She's a nice, sweet old lady.
Could you imagine if you'd yelled at them while it was happening? You're like, stop thinking of your grandma!
Stop thinking of your grandma. I know you, Ted, you sick motherfucker.
Oh, Elle, you have to tell us a story now. You can't not.
Yeah, you set it up.
Yeah. Exactly.
The chat waits with bated breath.
I also must be, people must be really brave to be life models, especially in sessions we used to go to where
Or really
models
poor.
would also, yeah, that's true.
Really desperate, that also works.
Yeah, that's true. It is bad money, which is good.
Yeah.
I only want to earn unfair money.
But, in our life drawing class, the models were also the artists. So
Excuse me?
They would be drawing in one session, and the next session they might be modeling.
Wait, not
Yeah,
nude
that's
though.
cool. No, No.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But-
So that'd be kind of
But I
weird.
always thought that was really brave because it's like when you know people, it's one thing modeling in front of complete strangers, but another thing modeling in front of people that you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck,
I
yeah.
think that happened. One session I met someone who was like an animation student, and we were like standing next to one another doing a light drawing, and we talked in the breaks. And I think a couple of weeks went past, and we were like doing a session, and during the break, the model that I'd just been drawing for like last half hour, an hour, was the same girl, but she cut her hair. And I just hadn't clicked. I was like in drawing mode, and she came over and just started talking to me. And I was like, "Oh, hey!" It was like that disconnect between like model and person.
Yeah.
And, like it was like I had to like redress to like.
I've drawn your junk.
I know those boobies.
I know those boobies anywhere.
But yeah, she was great. I think she commented on one of my Instagram posts that was like of the bare naked ladies I was doing, saying along the lines of, "I hope to be a bare naked lady one day." I was like, "Sure."
Come into class with a bear mask, and we'll make it happen. I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
Let's just wait for L's story. Oh, here it comes. All right, I'll be right back.
I remember the one time that you were with live drawing class and you drew bare naked ladies, but you just drew the models with bare heads.
That was fun.
And seeing like the models' faces, though they're around looking at everyone's pictures, was really funny.
Huh? Yeah.
It's fine if it happens once, but like a Kakuna, he kept using Harden. And then, whilst nude, tried to chat up some female students. What the fuck?
Wow.
You don't chat up students while you're modeling.
You also don't go over to people while you're nude.
Oh no, but you like if you're live modeling, you don't talk to people while you're doing it.
Hey, you like what you see?
Yeah, God, no, don't just wander around nude talking to people. That's kind of uncomfortable. Put on your dressing gown.
It's so weird, and not double standards, but just like context matters.
Yeah, context is everything. White's a colorist, he knows that. I'm glad he didn't come back at all. And don't come back. We haven't really had any weird life models.
Nah, that class was really really good.
Yeah.
There was that one. I'll wait till Patrick gets back to tell this one.
We've had a couple of bad life models where they're just like, I'm standing, I'm sitting, what else do you want me to do?
What do you mean, twist?
Yeah,
I'm not a story.
which are pretty boring.
He wasn't hired again.
Boobs!
No, you're not even drawing boobs. What are you talking
Why
about?
don't I be drawing boobs?
I don't know. Like, one of the characters you're drawing is female.
That's true. But I've drawn those boobs.
It's boobed.
Those boobs have been drawn. Let me check these model sheets. Have a look at them model sheets.
Oh, man, it annoys me. Well, it doesn't annoy me, but like,
What is it?
if you don't do something for a little bit, you lose the skill, and then you have to like do more to get it back. It's like, why can't I just retain all that practice?
Oh, you'll get back into a swing of it, don't worry.
Yeah, that swing.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever get off the swing again.
It's hard to spend your whole life swinging.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what is everyone up to while we wait for Patrick to get back and hear about the terrible life model?
Oh, I am doing some life drawing, actually.
That's actually awesome. Hey, nice.
Yeah, taking a break from colouring and getting my drawing skills up.
Get your drawer on.
I think I might be getting my abilities back.
Are you scared to say it in case you jinx yourself?
Yeah. Also scared to say it because then I might like post the drawings and someone will be like, abilities.
Who cares to feel like that if you feel like it's helping you improve?
Okay, I'm back.
Like I'm not
Don't worry.
scratching anymore.
Elle has posted her story.
Oh.
It's a good
Let's
one.
see here. All right. Scroll. Where did it start? Kind of happens with Kakuna. He kept. Wait, what? Hold on. We had one weird male life model in college. Impose. I'm curious too. It's fine if it kind of happens once, but like a Kakuna, he kept using Harden, and then whilst news, tried to chat up some female students. Ew. Yeah, not professional. Well, yeah, also like harassment. Wasn't hired again. No shit. I'm very glad that he wasn't hired again.
Yeah.
Kudos to school for not hiring that dude again. I would say you just keep it in his pants. Given this setting, he already took them off. Wow. Well then. Our drawing room one time was really cold, so this one female model, whilst the heaters were warming, asked if she could pose bit by bit, removing an item of clothing each time so she could warm up. It was actually a great exercise for drawing.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. I could see that being really useful.
It's also kind of intimate to see someone undressed though.
And instead of just like the full on like robe, just kind of.
Yeah.
Here I am.
And behold.
Marvel.
That's if I was a nude model, that's how I'd do it, like Dr. Orpheus style. Behold.
Jumping, swinging everything around.
I have the power to windmill.
Hey, hey, hey!
I wouldn't be too hasty going into that room. I had Taco Bell for lunch.
Behold!
Behold! How do you think this motion's feeling on little Emilio here?
Let's see. Ooh. Oh, that's really nice.
It's very kind of simple.
I really like the fingers though. The spacing on the little fingers is really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can't see anything to give you critique on there. That looks good.
I'm sure they're there somewhere.
I'm sure you'll find them.
Nitpicking.
It looks good to me though.
I will say the Night Wolf boards are looking good.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I just need to do like the 20 scenes that I was supposed to have done. And then we just need to fix some of the not fix, but like kind of like I said, like dot the I's, cross the T's on some of those. And then I think once we have like half, that first half kind of in there, we'll send it to Dan.
Yes. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. We had a life model once that was pretty cool. He was very dynamic and everything. And then at the end, he was quite talkative. So me and India started to chat to him.
Who is this?
It was one of the life models that was at the class in Dublin.
Oh, all right.
But he was over to Dublin for like a weekend or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he was Scottish. So I was just like, oh, cool. Where from Scotland are you from? And then he was like, oh, you know, the Scottish borders, and it's just this area. I was like, oh, I grew up there. Like, which part of the Scottish borders? And he's like, oh, he named a town. And I was just like, yeah, that's where I lived. And he was like, oh, that's really cool. And then it turned out like he knew my dad and had like spoken to my dad and stuff. And I was just like, this is a small world. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I used to rent videos from the shop your dad worked at, right?
Yeah,
Hi,
my
Tristan.
dad, he worked in a video shop, so he would like rent out movies and games, which is how I had such a well-versed childhood in media of like
well-versed childhood.
Yeah, well, we didn't have to pay to rent games as a kid.
What?
So, yeah.
No, luxury.
Oh.
So it'd be like, what game do you want to play this weekend? That one. Sort of thing.
Jesus.
Yeah, privileged.
No, right? No, that's what you call can't afford to rent the games, so worked in the video store instead.
Yeah.
I went to the game store. They didn't let me take anything away for free.
You don't rent things from the game store, though.
Yeah.
But it would be like he would bring it back in the evening and taking it back in the morning. So it wouldn't be like, you just get to keep this. It was like, okay, no one rented this today. Which game do you want to play?
That's neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Does that mean you never got to play the really popular ones like Streets of Rage or anything?
Oh, I did. Just, it would be whatever was left over.
Noah says it was like that with Kung Fu movies when he was a child.
Ah. That's super cool.
But yeah, my dad's still an avid gamer.
Really? That's kind of weird.
Yeah. He's, his favorite games are the Dark Souls series.
That's so weird to think of like a parent still playing games.
Yeah,
is that going to be like the norm when we're older, or are we all just going to kind of phase out of it like our parents did?
I don't know.
I mean, except for Michael's parents, obviously, or his dad at least.
Oh, my dad. Yeah, my dad's 60, so.
Jeebus, and he's playing Dark Souls?
Yeah.
This man's heading for an early grave. It's too much stress to put on an old heart.
Yeah, because my parents are completely oblivious to games. Completely, but I have a lot of friends who say their parents play games, and it's always like some kind of rare, amazing thing to me. It's like, your parents play this? Whoa.
I mean, I was introduced to games by my Aunt Cindy. She showed us how to play the original Mario Brothers.
Oh, I remember you saying when we were in Token. That's so cool.
She was like really good at it. She knew all the secrets.
That's a cool aunt.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome.
Do you remember that movie, The Wizard? It was like, it had Fred Savage, the guy from the Wonder Years, in it. And
oh my god.
You okay, Patrick?
Oh, sorry, just got pulled back to the when I was a child.
Yeah, do you remember that movie with the like power glove and everything?
Yeah. Fucking power glove. What a useless. Sorry, keep going.
Oh my god, it seemed like the coolest thing though at the time.
Oh, they marketed it geniusly. Like it was a useless piece of crap. But anyways.
Yeah. Well, toward the end of the film, the kid does like a cheat thing on Super Mario 3. And I'm like watching this, and I'd never seen that. I was just like, what? So I immediately just like I stopped watching the film and like ran through and like fired up the game. I was just like, wow, that was a cool little experience for me. Of like, you can do what? It does what? I hadn't known about that because internet shit didn't exist back then. Like, you had to watch the film or like somehow learn about it. I don't know how you learn about that.
I remember buying the Sega Saturn magazines, and they would have cheats in them at the back. Like every week, they'd feature a different game and give you cheats.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool times. Yeah. If you could make your own game, Patrick, what kind of game would you make?
Oh my god. Well, I actually made 3. Not that, I mean, oh my god. Could I? Hold on. This might crash things. I have an old game here. I might. Oh, it's saving. Hold on, dude. Do I still have? Oh my god. Oh my god. Here it is.
Oh my god, what?
Here's like the first game I made using the Torque engine. Let's pull it up here. Get ready.
It's awesome that you have this. How recent was this?
No, it's not recent. Oh, it makes noise.
Whoa.
So this is called Downfall Aftermath. I made this in... When did I make this? Like 2004? A while ago. Anyways, so you do a host server, you can pick your alien.
Are they playing rock, paper, scissors?
They got guns. It can be a Watchman, a Sentinel, Praetorian, or a Nomad. What? So it's like these two alien creatures, and then there's like a cyborg dude and a Nomad.
You know, Patrick, this really doesn't look like bad compared to older games. Like this could legitimately sit alongside some of the older games.
I think Ransom Hill is the one that works. Let's see. Launch mission. Oh god. Okay, loading data blocks. I forgot how to get to options in this game. Here we go. What's happening?
Yeah.
Ransom Street, Industrial Zone. Okay, yeah. So this is like a it's like a dump, right? So like we're gonna like fight in like a scrap pile.
Yeah.
Loading objects. Come on, motherfucker. Here we are.
We're at Ransom Hill. You ready?
Oh Jesus! All right, how do I? Okay, you can switch weapons. I think R. Okay, R switches weapons. So I can pick this up. Here we go. All right, so we have a little. There's a minigun. We made everything here was made. When we started this game, there wasn't even a menu. There was just like it was just like an open. It was the Torque engine, so it was like a blue. It was like a blue cube on the ground, and then like a world of nothingness. So
I like that crosshair.
Yeah, this is the minigun. This is the alien minigun. It's got like a little trail on it. And then you have like the normal one. I think this one has a zoom. This is just like a rifle. To get rid of guns, you have to hit T. And it throws them. So it throws the gun. Let's see here. God, look at those horrible ground textures. Let's see. We'll get to this in a bit. This is I'm modeled and textured this thing. This is the random chance teleporter. I'll tell you about that in a sec.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, I made this with some friends in like 13 weeks.
That's pretty good.
From like nothing. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Like we did not sleep. So this is this little gun here. What happens if I hit F1? Oh, I die.
Oh.
That's okay. All right. Let's try that again. Is it tab?
Were you making it a
Oh, there we go. Okay, so now you can see my little dude.
I think it was in college.
Walking around with his gun.
So
there you go.
Was it for a cause or something?
No, just well, the cause was like they wanted. This is like the community college, and my friend wanted to teach it, and they're like, well, we'll create the program if you guys can show you can make a game.
Okay,
and so you're like, all right. So this thing's hard to do. We can go up here. There's a little sniper tower. I know it's lagging for you guys, but hopefully you'll see it eventually.
It's not too bad actually.
You jump up here, and then does that explode? Yeah, let's get rid of that. And here is a sniper rifle, which shoots railroad spikes. It's pretty cool. It's got 2 zooms, a crazy reticle. Get rid of that thing.
That reticle's pretty cool actually. I like it.
Yeah. This area up here is really cool. This like, I guess it's like an abandoned building. It's got like a bridge that's held by a crane, and you can actually activate it with the gun.
That's cool.
And they have a weapon up here that I made that I'm very proud of, called the plasma cannon. So we're gonna get to a plasma cannon up here. So anyways, we walk in here, and they have this bridge that you can run across to get to the other side. And if you don't want people to follow you, you just shoot this little button over here, and it lifts the bridge.
So is this designed for like player versus player?
Yeah, this is all PvP.
It's pretty cool.
So, got the ammo, and then here is the plasma cannon. So I did all the texturing, all the animation, I designed... Basically, there's these things called billboard textures, which are textures that always face you.
Yeah.
So what that means is that like I basically made a circle, so it looks like it's a sphere because from all directions, it looks like a sphere, or like a circle. So that's how I made this giant plasma shot.
Is this Metroid inspired?
This one is not. The birds definitely are though. The bird aliens, or like they're all based off like early Chozo concepts I was playing with, like fan art. But yeah, so the plasma cannon has like a little shoot animation, and
You got like moving clouds and stuff.
what if I hold control? No, control, alt, nothing.
Welcome to the Kilted Gaming Maker stream.
Yeah.
Elle says, this is bananas.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We had a lot of fun ideas for this. Oh yeah, let me go get that shotgun. Let me toss the plasma cannon. So here's the shotgun, which is pretty nice. It's got like, so we actually figured out how to do spread shot with it. So actually do shoot in like a cone. So if you're close, it's like closer together. But like if it's like far away, it'll spread out. Let's see, what other guns are there? Okay, so this is the random chance teleporter. It's basically it's a junk teleporter that has been scrapped together. I did like the design and modeling of this, and the thing is that if you go through here, it is a 100 to negative 100 number generator. So it basically hurts or heals you randomly. So that means that going through there's always a risk. If you're at 1 health, it could heal you all the way. It could heal you 2 points. It doesn't matter. If you're at full health, it could even kill you. But it will teleport you to different parts of the map. That one did about 30 damage.
Great.
So the idea for that one is just the fact that like it's always kind of a risk you have to play with.
Oh man, I'm lucky.
Let's see. We got the plasma cannon, got the shock rifle. We showed you the sniper, the minigun. What is that up there? That's another sniper. Exploding barrels. There's a Easter egg in this crane. So if you actually go through the door, you can walk up the crane. And then I do believe if you walk off the top of this, yeah. All right, so I just went through teleporter. I'm in a secret room, and it's there's the Easter eggs. It's literally an Easter egg basket. These little nuclear-looking Easter eggs, and you basically grab them. All right, let's see if this thing kills me. It hurt me a little bit, but I'm okay. And then you can come out here, and then you're back in the normal world. And now you have the most powerful weapon in the game. It's a little Easter egg basket.
Really?
Yeah, and so you just walk over and you're like, all right, and then you just start just launching these bouncing bombs, and you create chaos to everyone else who's playing in the level. You're like, all right, suck on this, and like each one of those is like a shitload. Let me get close. Yeah, like it almost killed me right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
And then there's a mad rush for the eggs.
We actually ended up creating what's that lost and found game they play in Half-Life?
Oh, was it proper? Do you mean? You mean with the engine or in Half-Life?
It's basically this game where like you and your friends like become objects in the environment and have to play hide and seek.
Yeah,
Prop Hunt, yeah.
Yeah, Prop Hunt. So we actually created that before Prop Hunt in this game, but it was just the barrels. So we ended up like doing a test character, which was just one of these barrels, right? Just one of these little explodey barrels. And you just kind of scooted around. And the whole idea was that you could self-destruct yourself, and that would damage anyone who was near you. Dying takes away a point, right? Because it's a video game, so if you suicide or get killed, you get -1 point. But if you kill someone, you get 2 points.
Okay.
So as a barrel, you wanted to always take someone with you so that you would gain points. And if you just died normally, you would lose a point. But basically, they were the most terrifying things in the world because they were super fast. And they looked so you'd be here, and there'd be like 3 barrels there and like 1 over there, and you'd be like, was there a barrel there? And if you were the enemy player and you killed one of them, or I think like if you missed or something, you'd lose a point. So you had to make sure you weren't just spamming the area with bullets. But yeah, you'd walk through here and you're like, I don't remember that. And then you'd turn around, and like everyone else who's in spectating mode would like see it move, and then like the player would like turn back around, and it'd be like closed, like oh fuck, you know, and then they'd like murder them.
That'd
like,
be really fun.
Oh yeah. So yeah, here we go. I think this is the only working level still.
I love that idea though. That's really cool that the props can kind of fight back.
Yeah, I think there was like a news article done about this. So if you look up, I think like KVCC video game or something, there might be an old Kalamazoo Gazette news thing about it somewhere on the internet.
Oh dude, that's so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just like a little multiplayer game. We did all the texturing and all the models in like 13 weeks, so there's some pretty shit models. We were really into like dumpsters and shit, so there's like dumpsters everywhere.
Well, it's post-apocalypse.
We put a bunch of character models in this one. It's like full of meat and dead people. I don't know why.
It's people.
Because it's metal.
Because it's after the apocalypse.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun little game. So this is the first game that I made. I was like, how old was I in 2005? That was, what? 2005 was 13 years ago?
Wow.
Jesus. So I was 6 or 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, though. I mean, you guys did an awesome job making it.
It was a fun little game.
Would play.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't even need to install it. Literally we have a little box that we made for it. Oop. Called, I'm underneath the crane. We have a little box for it, and on the back it's like PC requirements, and it's like a computer that doesn't suck.
What you saying about my computer?
Throw that. There we go. Oop. Did I do that wrong? No, I got it. Oh, I don't have any ammo for it. Great. But yeah, no, it was a fun little whoop. I know there's some more secrets around here that I can't. Oh, there's one. I can't remember all the secrets, but there's like a bunch in this one little area.
Yeah. Because that's a good thing about keeping the map like fairly concise, because you can cram it full of stuff.
Yeah, it was a fun game to play with friends. We had like, oh, that hurt. That hurt me. We had like a lot of people come in when we first released it, because you know the school promoted it. So like a bunch of other students came in, and like people from the school was downtown, so like a bunch of people came in off the streets, and they all sat down, and we had we opened up one of the labs, so it was just all the computers were playing this game.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let me just kill myself.
You guys are best at it. Oh, but there's some people who are like just incredible artists right off the bat.
Yeah. Oh, here's options. Graphics, screenshot. Oh yeah, there's like a screenshot button, I guess, somewhere. It's full screen video. Controls. Here we go. Backward jump, weapon fire, fire lock, animation, wave. Oh, there's a wave! Hold on.
What does the wave do?
Host server. I want to be the Praetorian. Okay. Mangler Mansion doesn't work, which is sad because that's the one I designed, and that was an awesome level.
Aww.
Yeah, I have like an older version of the game. I don't know where the newest one that we had was upon release, but this version doesn't have all the map objects, so it'll only load Ransom Hill. Right, I've got video somewhere of Mangler Mansion though, but it's like a video from 2004, so it's like, you know, 240p max. It's like the worst video. Here, let's see if I can make him wave. All right, so it's tab and then, oh, that's a glitch. Let's do that again. This is what happens when you don't capitalize ski node. How's your feet doing there, pal? Let me know when you guys see it. So, I can't wait till you guys see the glitch. It's awesome.
Oh my god! Why?
It's
Why?
So basically it's what is happening. So I did DTS exporting when I was working on this game, amongst other things. You wear a lot of hats. What is happening is I didn't capitalize the ski nodes. So when you're doing DTS, so DTS exporting is basically you're exporting nodes. So a ski node is this little box you put at the bottom of your heel, and that represents a point, represents a fixed part in space attached to the rig, that when that connects with the ground, that stops the figure from going down, right? Yeah. So that's how you're connected to the ground, is the ski node. However, if you don't pay attention to your file construction, to your naming conventions and all that kind of stuff, this is how you get glitches. So I didn't capitalize ski node 01. So the result of that is that every time he waves, his flipping feet go through his head.
Oh my god,
you
that's
know,
awesome.
Shit like that, because it doesn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Or I think it like inverts the points where it's supposed to go if as a result, something like that. But yeah, so that's why it does that. So like, yeah, you get a lot of glitches like that. Wow, it looks like the gun in his hand actually has its own collision box. So if I run into the wall, it actually collides with the wall and like pushes it back.
Oh, dude, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Games don't tend to do that even nowadays.
Well, like there's a reason. Like that looked weird. Like it goes through his body because the gun's connecting with the wall.
But it would make sense to be able to have it actually collide off the wall. Rather than just...
And obviously, like games now are so much more advanced that like they can just use geometry of the model itself as a hitbox, so it's like a lot more accurate, as opposed to creating invisible hitboxes that are like squares around them. So if you actually shot right next to this guy's ear, it would be a headshot because that's how the hitbox works.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But yeah. Downfall Aftermath. We got credits. There we are. 3D artist Patrick Stannard.
Hey.
2D artist Patrick Stannard. I don't know who the hell. Here's all the. We have a bunch of people here. You could look up Jake Fitch, see what the hell he's doing.
That beautiful stretched graphic there.
Oh, it's so hideous. There's a whole story because we had to like get the writers in for some reason. So we made this thing and they made up a story around it, and it's super stupid.
Perfect.
Spit weapon fire, weapon alt ability. What? Oh yeah, that's right. Because a lot of them have the zoom in function. Options dialog is alt O. Drop player camera, toggle camera, suicide, animation wave, show scores. Okay. But yeah, it can work on a LAN connection. So basically, if I can get someone else here at Powerhouse to get it on, we can We can probably go through the network. I don't know if like the networks even work that way anymore. So who knows?
You could try it. Have a Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Massive brawl.
Oh man.
That'd be awesome. You said that you made 2 games.
I made 3.
You made 3.
I made 3. Let's see here. Let's get out of Downfall, Patrick. 2D animation drive, not local. Independent illustration, 2009 and older. I don't have the other games on me. I might have some drawings from them. Do I have Earl? Where's Earl? Earl from Space Exterminators. Might be under portfolio. 2009 portfolio. He might be in here. There he is. So here's one. I think his name's Earl. Does he have? Yeah, Earl Concepts. So we had this game that we made in the Unreal Engine called Space Exterminators. And I actually got to lead the concept on this game, which is fun. And basically, it's like competitive horde mode, where the whole story is that you're Earl, or you can be either character. And I forgot the name of the other one. This is an alien character. You guys are these exterminators in space. You go to different space stations and kill infestations. And the whole idea is that like you bet the other guy the last beer on the entire space station who's a better exterminator. And so the whole game is that like you're both, it's like co-opetition, where you're both fighting against waves of bugs that are going to kill you, but at the same time you want more points than they do. Than they have, so you can like hinder them. You can't like actually like hurt the other player, but you can hinder them. So like there's like a weapon in there that's like a bug pheromone, kind of like out of Half-Life. So if you want, you could, if you want to get all the bugs in one spot and hurt the player, you just spray him with it. And then he has, but like he might end up getting the kills because they're all going for him. So like, there's lots of fun guns. Wonder if I have any here. Ba-ba-da-ba-doo-boop-ba-doo. Not seeing them here. They might be in Webport, maybe. Nope, that's not it. Photoshop 2010. That's loading too much. Portfolio. I don't have my props in here. Oh well. Anyways, that was one, and then here we have. This was a Ford project that we did out through my school. That was like, so I did like a bunch of vehicle. God, these are old drawings. Vehicle concepts.
Oh man, all these that's really cool.
Crazy cars, and it was like, the whole idea was like you could change the middle, back, and front of the car, and it would change how you drove. Oh, I even have a little Ford logo on that. Yeah, check out the Ford POS.
That's awesome. Yes.
Nice.
Predicting the future.
Do I not have that flippin' bug swatter concept? I've got to have it somewhere. Props. Oh yeah, so there was like a trank gun design I did. Where's the? I think that's the final one there. So that was like one for like different bugs and stuff. Was this like fold up trank gun?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is. I don't know when
that's
this
awesome.
is. These are old drawings you're looking at here. I don't know where. Are they in here? No. Scans maybe? No.
I really like those projector sites. They're awesome.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, so there's like lots of crazy stuff like that. I had there's another gun that I'm trying to find, and I wish I had it here somewhere. It was basically it was like a shotgun, but it was like a hollow. It shot a big square fly swatter. So it was like this big hollow rectangle on the front of your gun, and it would shoot it, and it would expand. And the more it expanded, the less damage it did. So you could like really damage something up close a lot, or you could damage a little bit at a distance.
Yeah.
But you couldn't fire again until the first hologram had been detonated.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Kinds of weird stuff. Got a lot of weird old drawings in here. Back when I was like wanting to do game design and concept art. So that's a little glimpse into what I was doing before I moved into become a cartoonist.
Man, that's awesome. What made you change your mind?
I fell in love with it, just like drawing. Yeah. I love the idea of games, and I still love games. I want to make games. I have loads of concepts in my head. Like I'd love to make a co-op like Metroidvania. I don't know how you do it, but like that's like something that was like, oh, that'd be cool. Or I had a whole idea with like a team building Metroidvania where it's all about like, oh, well, now that you have two people, you can like one can hold this door up and then you can walk underneath it, and then like that kind of stuff. And like the teammates themselves are kind of your gear and like your keys to get into different areas. But when I started doing animation, it was like, oh my god, I can just create the story, create the characters, draw them, animate. Like I can do all of it. Like I can just make the whole thing.
Yeah.
I have complete control over this universe now, and like it was that was a big desire for me, was the fact that I had absolute control over every aspect, and I didn't have to, you know, I mean, especially like back then, you're in school, and like it was kind of a thing where like, hey, you want to help me on this project? Sure. And then they would just do like really subpar work and flake on you, and you know.
I didn't get started on that. It's worse.
So now that I'm at the point where I have like you guys and I have like other people who like are professionals and I can pay you, and it's like I figured out the system. You just have to pay. You have to pay people. Like this is the big thing. But now that I have that, it's just this wonderful experience where like I just, you know, I can hand you a scene and it comes back and it's like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted. Holy shit, you know, like.
Yeah.
But I didn't put the hours in. I gave someone money and they did it, and it looks good.
It feels weird, yeah. Like I had a similar experience the first time I gave storyboards to a company and then saw the animation, and I was like, but how did the animation happen?
Yeah.
It's like, well, a team of other people animated it.
That's crazy.
It's like cheating.
And all that. By the way, this is looking pretty stellar here, India. I really like Triangle in this.
Yeah, I think I prefer him to the way I drew him before.
Yeah, he feels more on model.
Yeah.
I was going to say something sort of related, but I'll wait. I'll tell you in a bit.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, I think Diamond's good. I haven't had a chance to like really look her over. I think her sleeve cuff is a little bit too kind of like looks like a shirt tag at the end there.
Right, gotcha. Oh yeah, I see.
If I was to do, I might like, I'm gonna do like a red line real quick.
Cool, thank you.
That is looking so cool in there.
Something more along these lines maybe, and then maybe her shoulder line don't connect it all the way. Just kind of hint at it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'll just paste that in the something like that.
Thank you. Yes, I'll just fix that.
Yeah, the thing I was going to say was that India recently did a drawing of her character Jove from Glim.
Yeah.
And I just noticed that the draftsmanship on the drawing of him was like, I could see the influence that the working on this project with you, Patrick, has had on like India drawing characters that she's already familiar with. Like,
oh, really?
There's more of a solidity to it.
That's crazy.
Man. Good. Good.
Yeah, this is cool to see.
I'm glad it's having a positive influence.
Yeah, it's tough in a good way. Yeah. So do you think that now that you're looking to the future and you're sort of getting collaborators together, that games might come back onto your radar in terms of...
I don't know. That's such a hard thing to say. I don't know. It's, I mean, I like games. I feel like I've been out of the loop with them for so long that it's kind of hard to jump back in. Especially because I'm a 2D animator. I'm not a 3D animator. I'd have to be somewhere maybe in pre-pro or along, but I also don't know enough about complex game design. Like I wouldn't be able to start at like a big studio. It'd have to be a small project.
Yeah.
And I've worked on a couple small game projects here and there. I had that Beast's Fury thing for a while, which was a mess, but I produced some nice animation for it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I always thought that a 2D fighting game would be really fun to animate for.
I had an idea for a 2D fighting game where every character represented a style of animation.
Oh, that's so cool.
So there was one character who was called Gazamt, and he was abstract music animation. So it was like his actual form was just kind of like a triangle and like a circle and like some lines and like a bunch of squares, and they just kind of like moved around, and like every time he would do like an attack or something, it would make a beat or a sound or something like that. So he was, he was basically what's his name? He was basically Oscar Fischinger, but like as a fighting character.
That's really cool.
There was one that was all effects animation, so like he would when he jumps, it would be like a burst of air or fire. If he like did a heavy attack, he's like Clayface, right? So like the hand would turn into a giant stone and fall down. And
yeah,
there's a Glenn Keane-esque character who was like I think he was like a rat or something, but he was like basically would animate like a Glenn Keane. Wonder if I have any of them.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You say he was like a Glenn Keane character, made me think of a fighting game in which it's 9 old men all animated in their styles. Be ridiculous. Oh.
Is there one called Beatbox?
Oh, here we go. I found my old drawings for him. So here's some of the characters.
Oh, awesome.
So there's like that was like the Glenn Keane one. So it's basically like Radigan mixed with like the Beast. And there was like the effects guy. These are all from like 2012, mind you, so this is a while ago.
That anatomy is awesome, though.
I think this was supposed to be like a Looney Tunes character. Oh man, you can see I didn't quite have form down. Like the arms and stuff are really noodly. And this guy was obviously, he was going to be like an old, like, his name's Bugsy, so he's going to be like some sort of old 1930s cartoon.
Oh, I love Bugsy.
Yeah, he was fun.
He's awesome. You can tell what kind of voice he'd have straight off the bat.
Yeah.
You don't mess with Bugsy.
Oh yeah, no, Beast Fury was... I mean, it was like people shouldn't have given him money in the first place. For what it's worth, the money I was given, I produced quality professional animation as a result. But
yeah, which is what you always have to do if you're paid to do something, is do a good job.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Let's see here. I kind of like that slower paced. I think that's fine. Yeah. So I have all kinds of weird ideas. Looking through some of them now, it's kind of crazy to see like old 2012 drawings.
Yeah, it makes me wish sometimes that you could just pitch ideas to companies and they could just take them and make them.
Yeah.
Because some of the ideas, I just kind of want to see them.
Just an idea, man.
I could do them myself.
Yeah.
I know. One of those people. An idea person.
Remember I did like a lot of redesigns for Beast Fury. That was like a big thing. Yeah, because like a lot of the characters were kind of like too generic-y. So, like they're all have six-packs and stuff, and it's like, no, give them some character.
Yeah. So what was Beast Fury? Because I'm not familiar.
It was like a fighting game where like all the characters are these big anthro-looking creatures. And like,
oh whoa,
yeah, so like they all like
is awesome.
If you look at like the top here, you're gonna see like those are like the original designs. I think Dawn was pretty much unchanged. I think Rita was unchanged, but like characters like Sloane up there, like, you know, they all had six-packs, and you know, like her with her flipping midriff and all that. It's like, no. Like, so I tried to do some like redesigns and give them, you know, like, so I made Sloane is supposed to be like the enemy of like Dawn, so when I was designing him, I wanted to give them similarities but also make them very different. Like, so, like Don's got like a big Don's like a mafia Don, right? So he's got like a big cigar, and then Sloane's got like a broken little cigarette, but they both look like they could become from like the 1940s.
I love Sloane though. Sloane's awesome.
Oh yeah, I was hoping like that they would give me him to like animate or something, but nothing really came of that. Benny, like he was another one. I go, oh look, he's tall and he's got a six-pack and he's got giant arm. I was like, oh come on. Like when I saw him, I thought like 80s, so I thought like John Travolta, and I imagined this little midget John Travolta being like, yeah, come on guys, jeez, you know.
Oh my gosh! Also, Noah, it's right. Is that an ego raptor?
Yeah, it was. That was kind of weird because the runner, the guy who ran this whole project was like, oh yeah, like we're gonna get Aaron on to do a voice of a character, and like they use it in a bunch of promotional stuff, and I don't think Aaron ever actually agreed.
Oh really?
But they made an ego raptor, and so I ended up animating this weird ego raptor thing, like animation and all that. Yeah, it was kind of like, I mean, he was a dude who, he was like a security guard in Australia who had never made a game before, and people gave him like 20 grand, and he was like, I'm gonna make a whole fighting game with like 64 characters with 20 grand, and they all have their own unique, you know, finisher animations and stuff, and it was just a mess.
Oh my gosh, why did they give him 20 grand?
Yeah, this is one I wanted to make. This is a character called Sophia, and I wanted to, and like, she was like based off of like a wrestler lady, and I was like, oh, I want to like, so this is one like I kind of like helped design, and then I had like an alternate version of her when she was older, because she's like supposed to be like Russian, so I kind of based off of Red from Orange Is the New Black and made her into like a metalhead. I just like this idea of like this older metal lady just wrecking shit.
Yeah, I love the older version of her in particular.
Yeah, but I mean, that was like all the stuff I did for them. It was kind of like a hard push because a lot of it was all about like, oh no, they got to be sexy and they got to be this, and I was like, no, give them like I don't want them to be fuckable. I want them to be interesting to look at. Yeah. You know, and it was kind of
they have to have character.
Something, man.
Yeah, I mean, some of the best designs in things like Street Fighter are the weirder ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what makes them fun.
Yeah, like that was a big influence for me, was like looking at like characters like Hugo and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting.
Hugo's great. His animation's so full of character too. Like, if you don't have a character, then how are you going to choose how they move? In that way, they'll all just look the same.
Yeah. But again, I mean, like, I wasn't talking, like, this wasn't someone who had studied story structure or game design or anything like that. It's just someone who wanted to make a game, more power to them, but they had no idea about anything about how to run a production. They had no idea about any of this stuff, and a bunch of people gave him money who shouldn't have given him money. But, you know, for what it's worth, I did my part and I was paid.
Yeah, and you had fun, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I had, yeah. It got done. I got some creative freedom on that, and it allowed me to kind of explore action animation a little bit, which then led into the more action projects we were doing at Powerhouse, so it was helpful in that degree.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's you'll be action storyboarding.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's going to be really fun, though.
I'm excited. It seems like it'd be a fun role for me to be in, and yeah.
Yeah. I think you'll do a great job.
Thank you.
You'll look at whole sequences and be like, "Yep, Patrick planned that out."
Yeah. Do all the layouts and stuff. I will say boarding is probably the most anxiety-inducing element. Yeah. Like, oh my god, it's like you have to think about so many things. Is the camera right? Is the lighting right? Are the characters on model? Is this, you know, like how is this affecting the story? How is this affecting the readability? How is this affecting the appeal of the whole sequence? Does this work with the next sequence? And then the whole time you're just like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Yeah, it's one of the most stressful jobs because you have so much responsibility. Like,
yeah.
Everything is being planned in those moments.
It's all on you.
Do you know that the boards you were doing for that company in India?
I think so.
Wait, in India, or were you saying her name?
Saying her name.
Okay.
Like India boards. Do you know if they're going to be animating that in 2D or 3D?
2D.
2D. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know the other stuff for it has been 3D.
That's kind of weird seeing your stuff animated in 3D that you've like boarded.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd like that.
I was gonna go on to say like they had a big onus on like bringing it onto model, but I was thinking if it's 3D models, would that have even?
That was just because the balls were being shown to like their clients, so they needed it to be like it wasn't being shown to artists. It was being shown to people who needed to know it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was going to look like something.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, I'm just going to give it a Google and see whether.
It is interesting how much time and money is spent on like convincing people of a vision. Like you're saying, it's not going to be shown to artists who can just sort of like fill in the gaps. Like it's really rough. Like for a rough first draft storyboard, like this is kind of where we're going with it. You have to take it to the point where it's second draft, even though it's still in the kind of idea phase, just to get a yes or a no.
It's a crazy industry we're in.
Yeah. No, those things haven't been released yet, 2D animations. I think they've finished them though, so...
Do you guys have studio prospects in Ireland?
Yeah, there's a couple of places.
I was really impressed with how much is going on in the Ireland and UK.
Yeah. I can't speak much for the UK because I didn't find much when I was there, but definitely in Dublin and Kilkenny.
Yeah.
There's a lot of animation stuff going on.
It's weird because in the States it's kind of so isolated, you know. All everyone ever talks about is what's going on in LA. And we know that like there's a lot of stuff done in New York, but I guess it's less talked about, but you know.
Yeah. I guess it's because it's so big, everything's really spread out.
Yeah. Oh, Noah and Burez recently got hired.
Hey! That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm gonna message my art director on that project and ask when things gonna be out because I want to see it.
What would you guys say is I'm trying to imagine it myself, but what would you say is the average completion time it takes for a scene in Storyboard Pro?
A scene. Depends how long the scene is, I guess.
Yeah, so like let's go for like an average. Let's say something along the lines of what's a good one? I guess him standing up and then the camera pulling back between the characters getting pulled up. You know, so when Triangle stands up, looks at his bloody hand, and the camera zooms back out.
Average time to board that?
Yeah, well, to lay it out, to get the layouts done. What would you say is a good...
To do one scene like that, like maybe... I'd say...
We'll do like total hours, and then like how many days that would averagely take.
Yeah, I'd say like a day. If you were doing it really fast, maybe half a day.
Okay.
But
about 8 hours. Or do you? Well, how many hours do you guys do a day on this kind of stuff?
Normally about 4 to 6, I think.
Cool.
A lot of it is when you're boarding. I think a lot of it is thinking and trying things and then deciding they are right or wrong.
Yeah.
So the planning takes time to actually just like think about what you're doing. When it comes to cleanup, it's all just like trying to get nice, clear drawings.
Yeah. Which is hard in and of itself.
Yeah, that is a whole new challenge.
Yeah. Okay, because I'm going to start like doing tracking for Nightrunner. So we can kind of like so we can like all judge like how we're doing. I got to do some serious catch up, but just trying to like get a sense of things so that like when because I've got a send coming up soon.
Yeah.
So I can talk to them about like when to expect things.
Oh, how about yeah, we can track our hours on the sheet from now on, so you can see.
Okay.
Because we could write down what we're doing and the hours, and then you'd be able to see sort of the rate. that'd
be very useful.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Noah.
We can see where we can speed up.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'd be good.
Noah's gonna go to the basement and play some games while he's got a chance.
Ooh. Have fun, Noah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then once those layouts are in, then it's all gravy from there. There's a lot of scenes that are going to be relatively easy to animate, I think. Because we have a lot of like simple motions, you know?
Yeah. It definitely helps to have the boards like nice and tight.
And the fact that we're going to be able to just export them to Toon Boom files.
Yeah. I just kind of wish we could stay in boards forever and just keep like polishing and polishing and polishing. Make it so just the best we can.
Yeah. Alright, I think I've got his little hands opening. I feel like I get one more in between there on 3s. He's kind of like this, does the thing. Should he hold that for a little longer? I don't know. It's kind of like this, and he goes like down. I wonder. I wonder, like, yeah, I'm just thinking of, like, how long do I want to hold that? Let's see. Yeah, it's feeling alright. Thinking.
Oh, do you have the tracking sheet already sort of made and ready, or are you going to be making it?
Oh, I don't have a tracking sheet made for Nightrunner. Let me pull it over here so we can see. I've got info pre-pro, which I think color scripting. Okay, so we have. I need to create a different thing for color scripting because it's a silly. Basically, I think in pre-pro we're all good, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Put the old pad approved on everything. Yeah, chain goon, punched goon, shot. We just haven't chosen who's who yet. We have all the pre-pro pretty much done, and I think you got your party goers and the Dead Wolf members, which are not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just need to, I could make a new one and we're gonna call it tracking. There we go. Now tracking is going to, I'm not sure yet on tracking. So let's see if I pull up this one, and then I have another tracking one for Heartboner, because Heartboner actually is like, it's on a quick turnaround. It's 2 months, right?
Yeah. It makes sense to need one for that.
Yeah. So we're just gonna kind of delete a bunch of that. We're gonna call this one Nightrunner. There we go.
Are you making one in real time?
Yeah, you're watching it happen right now.
Wow!
Yeah. So we already got character models and stuff, so really it would be, and we already got boarding, so really it's just layouts, file construction, client review, animation, cleanup, color, and compositing is really what we have to worry about. Mm-hmm. Everything else is pretty much done. This is kind of like the overlap that I have. It's like layouts and file construction happen at roughly the same time. Client reviews throughout, and then animation and cleanup happen about halfway through, stuff like that. But we're gonna probably wait till the layouts are done before we start doing that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pop that. Whoopsie! No! Damn it. It's so annoying when it does that. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Oink. And that is going to be. There we are. Good. Whoops. There we are. So this is kind of like what rough tracking is looking like right now.
Okay.
But it's probably going to take a while. So I haven't set any months yet. But yeah. How long have we been working on layouts? Do you know?
Oh, it's got to be a couple of months, right?
Yeah.
Because there's been stuff happening during the month.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been people going away and then people coming back, and
I was on a trip for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think you had the first meeting on the 8th of January, and I don't think you guys had started layouts before that.
Really?
Okay, so it's been about 2 months.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Gives a good idea of where things are at.
Mm-hmm. Need to go faster.
Well, it'll help if once I start doing it with you. Like I've done, I've got like 2. I've got the car and then like the opening the suitcase, and I need to do a lot more than that.
I think it also helps that I feel like I'm getting a bit more comfortable with the characters now.
Yeah, the drawing here of Triangle is like way on model. Like it. Like I don't really have any edits on it. It looks fine.
That's great. It's definitely feeling better than it was, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Like any improvement is always a good thing.
Yeah. I think there was something I saw on. It was one of the scenes where triangle is cradling circle, and then the two panels come down on either side, left and right, of diamond holding square. And I think the right panel, her hand felt a little spindly.
Oh, I see it.
I think if you take the knuckles and bring them a little further down her fingers, make the top of the hand longer, that might help.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you want, you could send me a screenshot of that and I can do a quick draw over.
Oh yeah, sure. I've got it like up right now.
Yeah.
So if you're okay to do that.
So I think what I'm gonna do here on my film scene here, so he opens up and he looks at that. I'm gonna have him do an expression change and then maybe shake his hands a little bit, and then he's gonna kind of jump in and then swipe it. Yeah. So if we do an open original, do that. And then let's do a screeny clip. Ooh, that is a nasty sleeve. Let's see. Her hand.
Are you okay to do this on stream?
Yeah, this is fine. No one knows what this is.
Okay. No one knows what this is.
Yeah.
This is my personal project.
I don't know if you'd want a thumb in there or not. It's hard to say. This is all feeling good. Maybe add like a. Maybe not.
Yeah, you could have.
And
Do you
then,
want me to show you the position from the other angle so you can?
I feel like you could simplify that if you want. I like this though. This is feeling good. Maybe don't. Thinking.
This is great.
I want like it's a little even right now.
Drawers are like the most useful thing in the entire world.
I like them.
Oh, that's much nicer.
I just think of like terms of just let me do I guess I'll do a custom pen. What customize? Here we go. No orange, huh? Just yellow, ugly lime, and okay, I guess we'll do fuchsia. Okay. Just
no orange. That's so weird.
Yeah, maybe something like a little more asymmetrical. But that's feeling pretty good. She's feeling good. I like all this. This is good. I feel like her hat could maybe come down a little bit more. What do you think?
Yeah. Given the way it's on the model sheet, it's almost like over one eye.
Yeah. This is good. This is good. I like those fingers are nice. Wrapping around his head. I might straighten that out just a little bit. Very tiny. That's fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good. Shoulder. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to get that hand right. Because her thumb's probably there. Could maybe do something like that if you wanted. Yeah. Badoop. And where is Discord? There it is. Paste.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Just do that.
You say burp, burp, burp. And ba ba ba. We're gonna do facial change. We're gonna delete that. All right. It is going on 4. I might get some dinner.
Yeah.
I'm getting pretty hangry.
Don't get angry.
Yeah. And then I'll just finish up little Emilio's animation. That's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see, it currently goes up to like 275, it looks like. Yeah, so let's pop it up to 275 so I can actually see that. Oops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Cool, I think I know what I need to do. Alright, I'm going to take a lunch. I might kill the stream. Looks like there's only 4 people in here, as is. And I'll finish it off stream.
Have a good lunch.
Yeah! And if you guys are still around, you still want to talk before you head out, and all that kind of stuff, I'll be back in here. If you want to play some music, feel free to use the Minstrels Gallery.
Cool. Thank you.
And yeah. So I will bid... What's up?
I was just going to say, whenever you want us to get on the tracking sheet, just let us know. And we will...
Oh yeah, have I not shared that with you? Let me...
You might have. I haven't.
Let's see. Let's go back to my sheets. You're part of the Nightrunner Magnum chat.
Yes.
So it should automatically, I believe, show up.
Okay.
It'll be a new tab called tracking.
Let me...
Now this is currently just like a rough example. If you guys have any ideas, feel free to like do some stuff below it. Give me some examples. Oh yeah, I can see you bouncing around. I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna get you.
No!
I'm gonna get you.
No!
Oh dear.
Gotcha. Oh damn it. Aha, aha,
God damn it. I was idle for too long.
aha.